Welcome to Feats Fantasies, Cataclysm Rising. Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to Cataclysm Rising. I'm your DM Manny, and on my immediate right, well, let's reintroduce everybody.
I am Sylack, Dragonborn of the Far Steppe, Paladin of Bahamut, retainer to Manuel Barkton of Countyville, country, city, town. And I'm played by Gunther.
Yeah, come on, everybody, let's get back into your voices. Your personality.
And on my side, to the right, is...
Oh, shit. I don't fucking cuss. Oh, shit. No. Oh, gotta watch my damn... Oh, fuck. There we go. Gotta watch that language. I am Bo Lazarvosk of, the planet Earth. I know these people.
Sylv is actually
It has been a much shorter time that you have perceived between the last interaction of me speaking and my time speaking to you, because I'm being voiced by Alex, and this is like a little ways after the last recording we did.
I'm really glad we're being transparent about all of those things.
Oh, yeah. If I sound different, it is because it has literally been months, and I am trying to do this voice without damaging my throat.
I don't mind saying this because it's going to be posted on the website anyway. But we last recorded in October.
Yeah.
For you listeners, it's only going to be a month. In between. It might actually be shorter than that, depending on where we get.
But
to
it is currently
the
tail end of February.
Yeah. And hi, my name is Aaron, and I voice the not so different sounding individual, Manuel.
Wow, that's convenient for you.
It really is.
I'm realizing now. It's like your Vimic voice is basically his boar voice.
I mean, there's definitely some differences. Because, Vimic is a little bit more boisterous.
You're more jollier,
cheery, and kind of out there. And
You also kind of a singy-songy voice to yours. Well, Boar is more of a kind of straightforward kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Emphasizes the wrong words.
Exactly.
All right, and once again, I am the DM, Manny. And while the guys get themselves... last time, Lauren is unfortunately not here. She is purchasing a new car, so we congratulate her on that. I think. Do we congratulate a person when they get a new car?
Why not?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, hell yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
It's,
yeah.
it's awesome when somebody's able to
so-
get something that they need or want.
All around golf clap for everybody.
Sorry, I'm writing a wonderful review for the spectacular coffee from Found Familiar called
there we
Spare
go.
the Dying.
Oh, it's so good.
It is. They're not going to hear this for another year, but oh my gosh.
Hashtag not sponsored, but it's
Really-
delicious. But it's delicious.
Hashtag could be sponsored.
Do you have a skit for them to advertise?
No.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I did in fact find a familiar.
But hopefully by the time listeners hear this, we already have business cards rolling around their bouts of delivery.
Yes.
Because that is something they
Yes.
do. They help
That's true.
small businesses, artists, podcasts.
Oh my God, we sound so professional. Professional as I go and fuck up that word.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like we're
true
talking
double-take
about
fashion.
We're talking about another group within the TTRPG community and how great their product is, and
Damn
I don't know, it just sounds like we're doing stuff.
Damn, and I partially
Hey.
fucked up making a stick.
Perfect.
All right, let's move on.
So, while everyone's taking care of their various social media stuffs,
Recap.
yes, recapping.
Recap.
All right, so last we left off, everyone was well, for one thing, how much do you guys need to remember? Just the last episode, or
Let's just get a general recap.
Okay.
Let's
so yeah, Nivelle and friends eventually went to Timbervault, the homeland of Nivelle, tall, big wooded forested area, home to the Northern Wood Elves. There it was revealed that he is actually the youngest sibling of the Flintwood family, and his real name is Harrison Flintwood. He had left home some time ago and eventually came back upon hearing news and annexed that his father had passed away, unbeknownst to him. And when he came back, he discovered that his eldest brother, Ronan West, had taken over and had planned on seceding from the Empire, whom Timbervault was friendly with, and was doing a whole bunch of weird stuff, especially with the new royal advisor, Restrin. During their time, they discovered that Restrin had imprisoned Nivelle's mother, a human woman, and in their nearby prison. They went to visit her, and almost immediately a riot broke out. And in the middle of that riot, they found an unknown prisoner wearing an iron mask who, through unusual means, managed to reveal to Boar that he was the real Ronan West. Boar immediately freed him afterwards, and the party managed to get themselves out of the prison riot after defeating several inmates who had tried to start a fight with them. Afterwards, they had made their way back to the city, found the local resistance that had been building up to overthrow the current Ronan West, and removed the Iron Mask from this man, and discovered he was indeed the real Ronan West, and that someone else was actually on the throne pretending to be him. So the party hatched a plan, and in the process met up with a young gnome girl named Basil Lutmont Tarkleby, played by Lauren. And she had joined their party and eventually helped them out with preparing a plan, which involved throwing a huge party while the king and Restrin were out. And when they came back, they would publicly reveal to everyone who attended, which included nobles, commoners, that Ronan West was not who he says he was, and that they had the real Ronan West on their person. The royal advisor, unable to keep up a charade, immediately attacked everyone. Many people were escorted out of the dining hall throne room, and a battle ensued between Restrin, his bodyguard, who turned out to be a red dragonborn, had broken out between all of you guys. And after the battle ended, two individuals from the noble houses came in to help out, but by the time they had arrived, you guys had already taken care of everything, and revealed the fake Ronan, who had taken off his crown and immediately reverted to a swarthy half-elf kid. He was... I don't remember. Did you have him put on the mask and then walk him out, or did you just have the guards take the mask with them and bring both Restrin and
I put them in I believe I remember it as I put the helmet on him.
Yeah, I think
I forced him to put it on himself.
Okay.
Yeah, because that way he couldn't cast any vocal spells, right?
Oh no! Just because the other guy had been trapped in it for so long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yes, Boar strapped the thing to his head and basically rubbed it in his face, like, how does it feel? And then had him
Yes.
take
Because
him
I was pretending to be Ronan.
Right. And you had
That's
that.
right.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
And
right,
no one broke
I
your
was
illusion.
still Ronan at that point, so I had to be like, I am Ronan. I am grumpy as hell that you did this to me. You are going through this now.
No one broke his illusion the entire fight.
No.
It is good coffee.
It is really good coffee.
So, so that happened. Restrin was also alive but stable, and had been taken away as well with the fake king. Sylack went to go get the real king, paraded him through the streets with a lot of people seeing all of this happening, and eventually brought him back to the throne room where you guys had rested for a little bit, and your siblings had come down, and we ended the episode on the Flintwood siblings all having a big group hug. It was a very wholesome way to end this arc.
And jump still.
Freeze frame.
So, all right. So, as of right now, you are still in that group hug.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Herma Drake says, "Okay, now this is getting a bit awkward," and tries to tap out, and eventually Ronan lets go of all of you. Yes.
This hug has been 4 months long.
Yes,
Winter has come
I've
and
done
gone.
nothing but sit here for
I
4
realize
months.
it's only been like
watching a
4
hug.
seconds, but it feels like 4 months. Please, everyone let go. I'm getting hot and sweaty.
Exactly. Yes.
This is too much, really. I've developed claustrophobia from this. Please.
All right. So, everyone, your siblings look to Restrin and just kind of are amazed at like who this person is in front of them, and they're just kind of like they're both, they can't believe it, and at the same time they can't help but.
Look at who?
The sibling. No, not Restrin. Ronan. My bad.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because one of those that guy should be in prison right
I
now.
have way
or
too
on
many
his way
R's.
to the prison.
I have way too many R's in this.
The toilet's being moved from the porcelain throne to the iron bars
To the outhouse.
To a hole.
Yeah.
to a latrine.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Ronan looks at all of you and just says, "Thank you again for making all this possible. I still can't believe it's happening right now, but I think we all need a proper rest if you all agree."
Definitely, I am tired.
Basil says like, yeah, I think I need something like that, and then suddenly you hear a, "By the gods and all the 9 hells!" And you see at the end of the hallway 2 gnomes running up. One is much more portlier, and another is a bit more sallow and gaunt, and they're running towards Basil. You okay?
Level 5?
Yes.
Yes, you guys are at level 5. Halfway through at least. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. That's exactly where we are.
Yeah. They meet with the 2 of them immediately run up to Basil and just hug her, and you hear the portlier one, "What in the hell what are you trying to do, lass? Give us a heart attack." No, I'll
you're doing it?
I'll
Okay,
take her.
okay.
She's like, she's speechless, and he looks at you. It's like, "Are these the people that your siblings said that you had run off with?" She's like, "Yes, but I know what you're trying to do," and he looks at you guys. "Shame on all of you, but also congratulations for overthrowing a tyrant. I don't know how to feel."
I think you should feel great. Like,
I do!
Let's have a glass. And your daughter
Yes, Basil's
was phenomenal.
She is, but she's not supposed to be. She's just supposed to be a cook, and I just
I think she is destined for more.
The old gentleman is like he's kind of trying to figure out how to wrap those words around his head, and the other one comes up and says, he's like, "I think what my husband is trying to say is, yes, we appreciate that you had brought in our daughter to join in on your coup."
She makes wonderful meat pies.
Yes, we are all there.
She can stay, right?
We will discuss that. We are her parents.
I'm not asking them. I'm looking at Neville.
Oh yes, she is very much welcome to travel with us.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Her food is delicious.
Of course, yes.
Of
Very
course,
delicious.
if she wants to.
we will discuss with her about that. We are her parents. I am Anais Solar Toklady, and my husband Basil Toklady Sr. And Basil turns to Basil and says, "It's like, all right, come on, we need to get you home now, young lady. You can come back to your friends, but we need to talk." And she's like, okay, because you can see that she's a bit tired. She's gotten a couple of whacks from Restrin, so she needs a little bit of just a little bit of creature comforts before she can join up with you guys again. I'll meet up with you guys later if that's all right.
Of course.
Of course. Take your time.
Okay, thank you.
I nearly died.
Yes.
I actually died.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, it was
Yes.
you who didn't get hit, who didn't really get hit a whole lot, right?
Yeah, it was because I was mostly a teleporting boy, and I think I used my bow a lot, actually.
Yeah.
You did proper ranger things.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
I did proper paladin things by running in there and dying.
and I
I don't know.
and I just now fixed my HP.
Okay, wonderful. So yeah,
I don't know what proper warlock things are, so I just
Ba-
did things.
yes.
Well, to be in your defense, you were intentionally being a target.
Yeah.
So you, if anything, you did your job perfectly.
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 By staying alive.
Staying alive.
And I'm pretty sure Warlock has a higher hit die than a sorcerer or a wizard, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So
Don't. Yeah.
Higher
I
than.
think it's a D8, isn't it?
Is it?
I think a warlock is D8.
Cleric is a D8 as well, I believe. So
I think
yeah.
a wizard and a sorcerer. I think
they're both
D6s.
D6s. Yeah, the squishy boys. All right, so the two take Basil with them. Ronan thanks the Tarkaby family, and they bowed grace deeply, and thank him as well, and say welcome back and stuff, and then start to move on out. All right, so are you guys gonna
Well,
take a long rest at this point?
I have had all of my ribs cracked. I'm bruised. I have been beat the hell out of because they thought I was the other guy. I'm gonna go find some mead and a bed.
Yes.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Or we'll just
make
walk out.
Hey, Boar.
Yeah.
We have the castle now. Just have some mead sent to your room.
Oh.
Yes, everything should. Once we get the staff back
Can you
in,
bring a whole barrel up there?
we will try. We're not saying no, but if we have it, we will. So have it. Yes. Yeah, we will make sure all proper medical attention is brought to you all in the morning. For now, we will. I think we all need a good night's sleep. And
Agreed.
A barrel of mead is brought to.
Holy shit!
No, a keg. Yeah, sorry.
That's bad.
A keg. A
That's a
keg of
bad
mead
idea.
is brought up to your room. Are you guys sleeping in your room? Together?
Oh yeah. We're piling again in his room.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna be like, you know what, guys? We can. Oh. Okay. I guess. All right.
At this point, I don't think we know any better,
Novell definitely does.
or at least I should say, Sylack doesn't know any better. No, I think me and Boar don't know any better at this point. This is the sleeping space.
He is literally.
I imagine Sylack will want to be there to protect you,
Yeah, absolutely.
and also that's registered as a sleeping space now.
It's
It's a spawn point.
He's just propped up on his keg.
And Boar.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I think Novell would be like, we can get you in it. No, oh, okay.
They do know we have guest rooms, right?
Yes, it's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I still love that there's this running theme that Novell was so hopeful, and everyone he's seen so far has just been annoyed
All right, so everyone.
at every turn.
Yes.
All right, so
I'm sticking with it.
It works.
everyone can long rest themselves now.
It's a good thing we're doing that because
Yeah.
I kind of
Already
hit the
did it,
button
yeah.
like 3 months ago.
All right, so
I left it. I left it sitting there at my 3 hit points this entire time.
Jesus, I did it out of habit.
all right,
So it
so
was like, oh, there's no way we're gonna deal with anything combat-wise 4 months from now.
as you all drift to sleep,
Yeah.
Sylack, as you sleep, you feel a warmth wash over you, and when you open your eyes, you see that you are within a field of multicolored fire swaying gently in the wind like fields of wheat. 5 multicolored metal towers peek over the horizon in the distance, and you'll hear a voice. You've done well, young dragon, in defeating a servant of the Second Sun. You've also defeated a follower of Grunsh as well. The enemies who act against you are going to be more careful in how they enact their plans and who they send to stir up the trouble in the world. For now, there's someone who wants to let you know how proud he is. And you'll hear a rustle behind you. And when you turn around, you'll see that you're now overlooking a cliffside that looks upon a vast sky of many worlds. and there will be a golden dragonborn standing at that edge, wearing glistening armor, looking over it, and he'll turn to you. It's your master, Remus. Hey, kid. It's been a while. How you've grown. Look at you. Look at that armor. It suits you. And he comes in, puts his hand on your shoulders, and gives you in for a big hug and taps you on the shoulder, and smacks you on the back, and pulls away. When did you get the proper everything?
Very recently, in fact.
I wish I could have been there to see it.
Yes.
You went to the trials. You went to the temple.
I met your brother.
Oh,
He was not pleased.
I wouldn't imagine he would be. So, sorry about that. But he warms up to you. He'll warm up to you eventually. Especially considering the fact that you're my student. So I hope he warmed up to you.
Warm is a relative term for cold-blooded people like us.
That sounds about right. Man, look at you. So he kind of just like circles around you, just observing your armor, your demeanor, your just how you look.
I'm actually not holding myself proud right now.
Oh,
I'm like
kind of curled up.
Curled up.
Is everything all right?
Unsure. Yes.
What's wrong?
Nothing is wrong, Master.
Make a deception check.
Nothing is wrong.
Okay.
This is how he is
Okay. Cool. So.
with his master. I'm sure.
Oh,
to him,
I see.
I'm
what
sure
you
to
mean.
him this is weird, but in Sylack's mind, this is
I see what you mean. It's
this is how he is.
He's making himself smaller in compared to his master.
It's
Exactly.
not like it's the hierarchy thing.
Yeah.
I see. Look, you've done well, kid. I want you to know I'm all right. The person who killed me may have done this, but it kept him from killing anyone else. We protected those who needed protecting, and I gladly give my life to do so again. Trust me, I want you to pay that son of a bitch back, but I think with the path that Bahamut set you on, you're gonna meet up with him anyway. So for now, protect the weak, bring justice, hold your head up high and be the hero I know you can be. And with that, you feel your thirst of vengeance just somehow quell a little bit more, and you feel the demeanor of a hero rising up within you, with those words from your master.
Continue. No, I'm imagining. For some reason, in my brain, it was immediately like, "Kono hiro da, palazzo ultra." Just because you've made this poor character in such a weeaboo.
Okay.
But
So,
continue. Sorry. I broke the mood.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And the rest of your dreams at that point are filled with, you just feel a warm, fuzzy feeling for the rest of your dreams after that. Boar.
You're probably hungry.
You're probably not wrong.
Oh shit.
Yep. You find yourself on that ship again,
Oh,
on the open waters.
Here we go again.
There's something about the way that you say that makes it funnier. I don't know what it is.
You see, this time, alongside the sound of ocean waves crashing against the ship and the wind, you hear grunting and the sound of rope being pulled, and you see that Cord, your patron, is now standing on deck, watching over two humanoid individuals who seem to be pulling a rope that's hanging over the edge of the ship, and just like and Cord looks over to you. He's like, "Good morning.
Morning.
Good job of taking down that warlock, son."
That was a warlock.
Yep. Yeah, those ripples in the
Oh,
he's
that would explain the
yeah.
Your board just starts flailing his arms.
Yep, he's an individual. He's working for an individual that works exactly. What?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was being
He's working.
dramatic.
He's working for an individual that works completely against our interest.
our
Yes.
interest. that shared mutual interest.
I know I've been keeping you kind of out of the loop on it for a while now, so I think it's time that I come clean with you and see if you still want this to be a part of this.
All right.
You see, I used to be an incredibly powerful individual way back when. I used to wield the power of the storms in my sword arm. And you can see now that his sword, which you had seen before as like a naval cutlass or saber, now resembles the equivalent would be more like a Viking sword. And it contrasts with the naval garb that he's currently dressed in. He swings it, but then those damn bastards drained me of everything I had. Not figuratively, of course. Now I'm just out here trying to find my bearings. But there's still a war to be fought, and even if I'm not sure that I can fight that fight again, I have people out there that I can command, that I can guide.
Oh.
No longer am I fighting on the front lines, but from behind the scenes. I still have my strength, more than enough to spare, and I'm not the fighter that I once was. But I can command the battlefield as a tactician. And there are others like you out there, others that I've chosen to wield a portion of my power so that they may help in this upcoming fight. And far more reliable than a handful of rebellious militiamen, after all. Although it's probably only less than a handful, if I'm being honest. You and these soldiers have been chosen to fight in a war that hasn't ended, and the enemies of that war are amassing their own soldiers to fight as well. The individuals I've chosen have shown a dedicated spirit, a will to fight, and a natural talent at exerting themselves onto the field of battle. Over the course of several centuries, I've arranged them in specific positions, protecting areas of interest and keeping watch on the enemy. Now they're waiting on my signal. And what I need to know is, are you ready to show that same kind of dedication, soldier?
I think I have to.
This is a fight beyond empires, countries, and borders. And in your own way, you and your friends might be able to end this. End it all. You're fighting for the very existence of Sylack.
Oh.
I trust you. I chose you because when you were drowning out in the ocean, you had a fighting spirit. One that I needed. I believe in you.
Well, thank you.
As you hear the men then make one final grunt, and you hear a thud, and you see a wet chest, soaked in seawater and covered in seaweed, barnacles, and other ocean-dwelling things. And he says, "Enjoy the gift," and you'll wake up, and you'll see now the keg that you had lied on is now a wet chest, covered in seaweed and barnacles.
Oh, I swear this doesn't happen often.
You want to say that again without blowing out the mic?
Oh, I swear this doesn't happen often.
Cool. Really quick before we move on.
Myself too.
When you were like, you and your friends out there, I just imagine Novell bursting into into his dream and being like, "Well, hold on. Friends is a bit of a strong word. It's more like loose acquaintance." Okay, let's be clear.
All right, so, the three of you awaken to see that now Novell has freaked out over a chest that is now Boar is freaking out over a soaking wet chest that landed in the middle of your room. Appeared in the middle of your room.
What?
Is there still seaweed on it?
Yes.
That smells boar.
Hey, it does.
What is it?
See,
I mean, I
when
can see
people
it's, I can see
choose
it's
to
a
make
chest,
like store
but
things, they usually make like a chest or something out of wood, and that's what this is.
I can see that it's a chest. Where did it come from?
Does it contain fish?
I
Very much like fish.
I don't know what it contains.
What time? What time is it even? As I look outside the window.
It is now morning.
I needed.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, hold on, and then scream, and then wait for someone to say, "Who's screaming at 3 in the morning?" 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyways. It's
Anyway,
morning.
so it's morning.
It's morning, yeah.
I feel like early morning. Like
Yeah,
sun is.
yes, sun's cresting over the
Oh, so we
the
still got
trees.
like some
So-
orange sky going on of the
little
early
bit.
morning.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
see now that it's yeah, but you feel really refreshed, all of you.
Apart from being rudely woken.
Yes.
Awoken. Yeah, I'm sure I do feel a lot better. Okay, why it's. I would have liked to have slept a little longer, but
I've been saying.
where
but
did this
there's a
chest come from? Where did it come from, Bor?
It seems too large to have come out of his mouth.
I agree with you, Sylack.
Well, it wasn't there when I went to sleep.
No, it was a keg.
Yes,
What's in the chest?
Can you open it?
I probably can. I'm just gonna stare at it for a second.
Well, are you gonna open
Is
it?
my dog in the room?
Yeah.
I imagine he's a corgi, right?
Yes.
I imagine he's like looking at it and
he's
smelling it, like
He's not backing away or growling at it or anything. So
I'm gonna put a hand on the latch.
put a hand on the latch. It's moist.
Are you still on it?
I was leaning up. I'm imagining like when he freaked out,
Yeah,
he
you
like
backed away.
flipped off
Yep.
of it and turned so he was facing it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not locked, but it does have like that little latch, and it's very moist and slimy.
That awakening, like acrobatic side flip.
Yeah.
You freak out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
I'll undo the latch. I'll start to slowly push it and then just shove it.
It opens up,
Don't get any water all over the room.
Oh, there's water
okay?
all over the room now.
I mean,
and now
Come on.
it seems a couple of shells or debris have been launched off of the chest and are now clattered across the floor of your bedroom.
come on, man.
It's such a waste.
Inside the chest is a ring, a rod, and 4 other rods. No,
So,
actually,
5
a ring
rods
and
total?
5 rods. Yes.
A single ring and 5 rods?
Yes. Four of the rods look the same. They are a simple steel rod with a button on the side.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
I'll reach in and pick up the ring.
You pick up the ring. It is actually didn't look at how it's described. So shoot,
It's gold.
phone.
It bears a faint script of Elvish.
We gotta destroy this now.
Actually, when you look at it, you can tell what language did you read again?
Infernal and
Hear
common.
the faint sound of an Elvish person screaming, "Isidore!" You don't understand what it means.
So you pick up
Throw it in the fire.
you pick up the ring and all of a sudden you hear like ghost voices from Luke and Darth Vader and some woman tells you that it's a story for a different time.
Can he read the ring?
Yeah, it's actually written on the edge in infernal script. Ring of protection.
Ooh, this sounds good.
Ring of what?
Ring of protection.
What?
Yeah, it's a simple gold band too.
What you said? So there was 5 rods, right? 4 of them
Are the same.
Similar, single like steel rods with a button on the side.
Yes.
What about the 5th one?
The 5th one has. How would I describe this in this case? The 5th one has markings on it and is designed in a way that looks kind of actually similar to the Viking-looking longsword that Cord was holding beforehand.
What
But,
kind
yeah,
of
like a rod.
What do the markings look like? Are they a language?
You know what? I'll just make this easy on myself. They're also an infernal, and they say rod of the Pact Keeper.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
'cause I also know Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Orc.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to do like Eller Futhark, but I didn't know which language I had a script for, or if Dwarvish was like the one that was closely associated with, or if it was another one. So.
For what?
Eller Futhark, the Norse runic writing.
That's it's dwarvish
Interesting.
or giant.
Giant would make more sense. Yeah.
Well, if you made it Dwarvish or Infernal,
I'll
you got it covered.
Yeah, I'll just make it Infernal to just make it easier on myself. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the five. Those are the five things you find inside.
So
that,
sorry,
or six.
is the rod a sword or is it a rod?
It's a rod, but its design resembles a Viking longsword. So it
okay.
has that it has a pommel at the end of it.
Got it.
It has that particular rounded guard.
Yeah, I get
Blood
it.
of Pact Keeper.
So hold up, let me just write that down real quick here.
If anything, add it to your inventory as well.
Good.
Yep.
Anything else with the 4 rods?
Make an Arcana check.
Rod of the Pact Keeper? Is that right?
Yes.
Just writing it down
And
here.
then 4 other rods.
Yep.
I will
With
make that
buttons on the end.
Arcana
Yes.
check.
I will pick up the rod that says Rod of the Pack Keeper.
Yes.
8.
Does it seem to have anything weird going on with it?
What kind of weird are you looking for? And that you think you've seen stuff like this before in other in like some magic shops here and there, but you don't remember what it is exactly.
Okay. I will pick up one. I think you're picking up one too, right?
He picked up the Rod of the Pack Keeper. You picked up one of the.
Yeah, I'll pick up one of the 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna move to like a more open area of my room. I'm gonna hit the button.
Okay. You hit the button. Are you still holding onto it, or you let go?
Yeah. No. Why would I let go?
Okay. You hit the button. What are you gonna do? You're holding it now.
I mean, I know what it is.
You know what it is.
What do I feel when I hit the button?
Okay. So I guess when you hit it, you hear a click, and suddenly you kind of it kind of stiffens up.
Cool. I'll just try and like turn it over in my hand.
Yeah. You attempt to look, turn it over and look at it, but it's stuck where it is.
Cool.
Yeah, because we would notice something like when you're holding something free floating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you-
it
all of a
like
sudden,
still-
it seems to have no mass.
Yeah. Or something like that.
and it locks in place.
It would because your hand continues. The muscles in your hand continue to move.
Yeah.
You would recognize that this is
It
now.
feels like a
skill.
fixed object.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by it stiffens up.
So the actual rod of immovability?
Immovable rod.
Immovable rod. 4.
And when you release your hand, it stays there floating in midair.
I'll grab it again and hit the button.
You feel it loosen up, and you can move it freely.
Interesting. This could be handy.
Oh, it will be.
So
You're going to need it.
So what kind of weird stuff were you looking for with the?
Any other inscriptions or any weird just signs of it having done anything or being any buttons or tools or gems or
Nope. It just seemed it resembles the design as stated before, and at where the blade part would be is where the rod of the Pack Keeper is written on. Yeah. It's about because if a wand is like this, a rod is like this.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it is about 2-3 feet long.
Really quick, because I don't remember. Did we ask to get my mother released from prison yet?
I did.
Not yet.
You did.
But yeah, you did ask.
I said no. I told them because I was still the king.
Oh right, yeah, you were.
I was literally the king, and I told them to release her.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if he didn't, I'm pretty sure
Ronan did.
good Ronan would have.
Yes. All right, so you guys have made this discovery. What would you like to do?
I will.
And also, where's your familiar?
I believe last I had him, I put him in the pocket dimension.
Okay, cool.
I will actually, in that case, I'll pull him out of the pocket dimension.
It's like, good morning, Captain.
Morning.
I see the boss left you. I see the captain left you the admiral left you some gifts.
He did. I'm gonna tuck away two of the immovable rods in the chest and hand the other to Sylack. You might need this.
I take it. I'll push the button.
Stiffens up in your grip.
I don't know what this is.
Try and move it.
Hit the button.
Oh, hit the button, Sylack.
I still don't know what this is.
You hit the
I'll
button.
take
and
it from-
stays
I'll
in
take it
place
from
no matter
Sy-
where it goes.
I have a better plan. I will take it back from Sylack and I'll hand it back over to Neville.
Carrying or already holding on to one, I will take it.
Now you have to.
It's probably a good idea because I have a -1 to my intelligence.
Yes.
I
I remembered that.
Do you want me to just take all 4 of them?
Now, I will tuck the other 2 in my jacket.
Sounds good.
Okay, good. So you are talking.
And then I will, do you know what this one is?
Are you holding the rod of the packkeeper?
Yeah, I'm asking the
Yeah.
patrons, the familiar specifically.
-2 in my intelligence. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Big oof, big oof.
What do you think would happen if I like tried to hold on to the movable rod while teleporting?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh god, I'm afraid.
well, like if I push the button mid teleport.
You would teleport and it wouldn't go with you.
Fair enough.
I could see that happening.
It is.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, it's small brain time.
Because I mean, that's the same thing as like if I hold a castle and I teleport, will it go?
Yeah. No. I was just thinking about like that instantaneous moment of like I'm trying my best to hold on to this thing, and the rest of my body is trying to go. Like, would I inadvertently accidentally rip off my arm?
Well, it's like the deal. Like if you're on the front of a train and you press an immovable rod to the front and press the button, what happens?
If you're in the train,
Like if you're like sitting on the nose of a train and you do it, did you just
mean-
cause a train wreck?
probably
Cool.
it's an immovable rod.
Depends. If it's on the on the nose of the train, no, it should be following the train.
Yes, that's true.
Kind of like how Mjolnir
Oh, yeah,
can be moved by an elevator.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, if it's
If
in
you
the
place
air,
it in front of the
in front of
train, that shit ain't going anywhere.
you're dead.
Exactly.
All right.
You dead.
Actually, if you're on a train going forward at 25 miles an hour, you hold it out in front of you and press the button, what happens to you?
Yeah, you're dead. It's now coming at you 25 miles per hour.
See, what I thought you were trying to say is like if you had like blinked while holding it and still holding onto it, I would have been like, oh man, is your arm gonna get ripped off?
That's what I was
That's
saying.
what- that's what he
I'm
was
saying.
Right.
But-
it'd be more like it slips out of your grasp because it.
Well, yeah, because my body would disappear
yeah.
around the rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to be a particularly mean dungeon master to say it's like you do that, roll a con save.
Or just to say that if you're falling and you attempt to hit the immovable rod to save yourself, that you're not gonna like rip your arms out of your socket.
Right.
But you
no,
probably
you're
wouldn't
just gonna
even
like,
mention
ugh.
Well, you would.
Yeah.
Right. You would rip your arms out of the socket depending on how fast you're falling.
Yeah, if you're
because
falling that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
But
so
teleporting is a whole
you're-
different.
so
Yes.
you see your familiar from beneath his feathers. He pulls out a book.
Do they see that the seagull?
Iago, mother.
Yes, you see this Iago, this little
We
Iago
see this?
fella. Yes, and then he just starts cawing at his at Boar. This here be the rod of the pack keeper. It is quite a rare item. While holding this rod, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and to saving throws based on the rarity, so it's +2.
Oh.
In addition, you regain 1 warlock spell slot as an action while holding the rod. And you can't use the property again until you finish a long rest.
Oh wait, so hold on. Let me just actually write that down. It was a +2 bonus to spell checks.
To spell attack rolls and saving throw DCs.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if your DC is like a 16 already, that bumps it up to an 18, I believe.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Book must be written in bird.
It must be.
Hearing is
Or-
fucking
or it's
bird
written
sounds
in
and it's making me
Infernal.
hungry.
Can I like glance over at the book?
Make a perception check.
And the other thing it gave me was a extra warlock spell slot.
Yeah, well, no, it doesn't give you an extra warlock spell slot, but you regain one. So you still have your spell slots, but if you use up one, you can while you're still holding
You
the
can
rod.
use the
Oh.
feature to get a spell slot back.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can't use that feature again until you finish a long rest.
13.
13. You look over and you can see that the words are written in like a weird jumble of lines.
So it's literally just like cartoon, like scribbles.
Yes.
What has my life become?
I was a ranger. I just like hunted things. I watched
owned
over
a
forest.
swamp.
Now I'm trying to read over a bird's shoulder.
Trying to free my swamp.
There's a hobo with a magically appearing chest and a seagull that apparently reads scribbles sitting in my room.
And this
Somebody.
weeaboo lizard boy that thinks he's a dragon. Like, what the fuck is my?
This is
what
literally
is my life?
this is literally the
What
plot to
is-
Shrek.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me.
Alright.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And the ring you have be a ring of protection.
Ah,
It gives you a +1 bonus to your AC and saving throws while you wear the ring. You need to attune to it.
got it. So I'll just wear it.
Yep. And
Thank you. Right.
Yep, and you also need to attune to the pack keeper rod too. So,
Ooh.
so that's 2 attunements.
Is it a seagull or a seahawk?
Seahawk.
Seahawk.
Then after he says, and the other rods be immovable rods. Just press the button and it'll lock in place. And he slaps the book closed, tucks it back beneath his feathers.
This is Metabird. Metabird.
Maybe the patron is a warlock too, but his patron is Metadome.
Pact of the Lore Keeper.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe that Wizard hasn't done something like that yet. Considering how they do things with they had the lore domain. They had that one artificer lore subclass thing. That was, man,
That would actually be awesome.
yeah, it would be. This just super big brained being is like, hey, you get more information for me.
That actually be really
Basically,
cool.
Fachel.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have see all this, hear all this, see the bird, then tuck its book back into its wings, and then just stand there, just like, be anything else you need, Captain.
Not that I can think of.
Aye. Shall I stick around for a bit?
How about you go outside and keep an eye out?
Will do. What should I be looking out for, sir?
Anything weird?
Aye. I'll try and keep an eye.
I'll stand up and push the window open for him.
It's like, I'll report back to you soon, Captain.
Thank you.
Oh no, he just released breakfast.
Damn.
At that point, you guys hear a knock at the door. Excuse me, Master Harrison. I heard screaming? Is everything okay?
Yes, everything is fine.
May I come in?
Whose voice is it?
This is Alfred.
Okay. Yes, of course.
Good morning, Master Neville. Good morning, Master Harrison, Master Boar, Master Sylack.
Thank you.
I hope you all slept well.
Certainly.
Wonderful. Shall we do breakfast then?
Yes,
All right.
please. And Alfred,
Yes.
can we get some coffee as well?
Of course.
Oh my lord.
And he proceeds to head out. It's like, she'll meet you in the dining hall soon.
Thank you.
And he proceeds to head out. So what would you guys, the morning's yours, what would you guys like to do for now? Oh, of course, actually, one last thing. Before your brother had went to bed last night and after you had all left, he said he would like to, at some point, he's going to call a meeting of the houses as well as the three of you to come and state your reasoning, your business, this whole debacle, because you all three of you seem to have had quite a hand in the whole situation. So
I don't know what you're talking about, Alfred. We have done nothing.
he would like to meet right after lunch, and
Understood.
he walks off. So is there anything you guys would like to do before that?
I don't.
I will tuck the rod of the pack keeper back underneath my jacket here, or my coat.
Tuck it in and you can seal it, and yeah.
You have two of the rods, right?
2 of the immovable rods. You
Okay.
have 2 of the immovable rods.
Let me add those to my equipment.
I will don my armor.
Yeah, put on all my gear, get all set and ready to go for the day.
Okay. You guys have breakfast. Time passes. You don't hear anything hear back from Basil for most of the morning. Lunch ends up coming and going as well. And
These aren't her meat pies. I'm very sad.
Really quick, sorry.
Yes.
Breakfast? My God, this coffee is fantastic, Alfred. Thank you.
Yes, it is. It came in actually a couple days ago from a lovely brand called Familiar Finding. Should I just properly name drop him?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
I found them from a very familiar source.
Perfect.
Yeah. I believe this is he said that these were brewed over in the gardens in Exonus, so they're very, very rich, very flavorful. It's quite delicious. I do enjoy it with a little bit of milk and a little bit of sugar.
I enjoy it too. You could say it spares the dying.
It does certainly wake you up quite a bit.
Wow, lightly roasted.
You can really taste the dried berries, nutmeg, and dark chocolate.
Your dragonborn friend has quite the palate.
Certainly. It's that lizard tongue. Dragon tongue.
As I proceed to eat the entire plate.
Okay, now we can move on.
These aren't her meat pies. I'm very sad. I miss Basil.
Me too, Sylack. Me too.
We've only known her for half a day.
But it seems like 4 months. So lunch is come and gone.
Yep, lunch is come and gone, and you have now been all brought to the throne room, which is in the process of being picked up.
Really quick,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Of course, no problem.
In that time between breakfast and lunch and waiting, I would like to have gone to the books to try and find some reading on the Shadowfell. To the library, sorry.
Okay.
To find some books.
Okay.
On the Shadowfell, and we can talk about that later if you'd like.
Okay,
but
sure,
I
sure.
just want to mention that's
what
what I
you
would
need
have
to
liked
do.
to have
Okay.
done.
All right. So, you guys are then brought to the throne room, which you can see is still in a state of disrepair, but there have been people who are currently picking it up, cleaning it up. But once all the noble houses come in, as well as the Ronan West himself and the other siblings, as well as your mother, who's quite happy to see you. The workers and whatnot begin to dissipate.
I stand my tallest behind Neville as the other houses walk in. Regardless if they have some sort of champion or not. I don't know if they're walking in with an entourage or if they're just walking in by themselves.
They do seem to have they do have a couple of guards posted, but you do see that they're obviously guards, and you can tell who's the guards and who's the actual noble. And all the guards actually seem to be part of the same.
Do they seem like common, like
Yeah, they're
private?
Oh no, they're not. They're not anything unique. They all seem to be actually part of the main Timbervault military, which is the green and brown armor.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. I stand tallest behind Neville.
Tall and proud.
With all of my furs. I didn't think about that. That's got to be really terrifying. This big, furry lizard and shiny platinum plate armor.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And as you do that, you feel very heroic. All right. You guys enter the throne room, which, as I said before, was in a state of disrepair and is currently being rebuilt. But as the nobles and the king and the royal family enter, the workers eventually dissipate on orders of the nobles. Mostly just the guards left.
I imagine all they were able to do is sweep the rubble off to the walls.
Pretty much.
But still the floor is completely upheaved.
Yep.
Yeah.
The big stained glass window behind the throne is still
It's still
shattered.
shattered.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's glass just kind of like pushed out of the way. If there were any columns, they're like lashed.
Water's still there too. You can smell this. You can still smell sea brine all over the place from the tentacles that appeared.
Yes.
That restroom had summoned.
Oh, right, because he was the warlock of the deep one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lurker of the deep, yeah.
Lurker in the deep.
yeah. That explains the.
Well, that's just a warlock thing. So, but the theme gives away his pact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understood.
And all the noble houses have gone together, and they sit. They sit on the raised platform where the throne is, and sit. Chairs have been established for them as well, and they take their positions there with the guards standing next to them. The center area is where the throne is. Have also been given chairs specifically for your siblings, and there's an empty one for you as well. But for now, they would want you to stay with your party so that way they can discuss what had happened recently.
Okay.
Yes. So, welcome everyone. Welcome council. Yes. And I'm sure you've heard, but you can welcome my youngest brother, Harrison Flintwood has returned as well, and him and his party were the ones who had helped me get released from prison and set off this whole chain of events, resulting in the arrest of a false king and some conspirator, and brought me here today. So, first off, I would like to thank him and everyone else. So, thank you.
Did no one else know there was a different king on the throne?
Yes.
At the very least, nobody did anything about it.
I'm one of them perks up, a mousy-looking woman with thick spectacles. I had my suspicions, but
Yeah, I wasn't announcing it. I was keeping it hush with the Vel. Because I don't. It's unchivalrous to speak out unless spoken to.
Yeah, and I would have quietly replied. Yeah.
Yeah.
hold on one second. Where was it?
A noble's passive perception is probably 12. I'm just kidding. I don't actually know if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, so Ronan looks noticeably quite tired, and he says, "Okay, so first off, I didn't get much sleep last night because I've been poring over everything that the previous king, quote unquote, had been doing while I was in prison by him, and I am going to be pretty much abolishing nearly every single law he's established, especially the currency one. So we're going back to imperial coin, and one
Oh,
particular,
thank God.
and you can see one.
You really should have had that coffee found by that familiar face.
Oh yes, actually,
Might
Alfred,
actually
could you
be
please get
sparing
everyone?
the dying right now?
Yes, Alfred, actually, could you please get everybody a cup of that familiar coffee that you found? It's like right away, sir. And he leaves.
I'm gonna lean up. Can I have my little dwarfish? Can I have my little dwarfish?
Alfred looks at you, and
With stout.
I understand. and he heads over.
That's funny because you're trying to ask elves
For a dwarvish style
for
drink.
a dwarvish style drink. Yeah.
Make mine Sylvan. I see. You drink it, you get transported to the Fey realm.
Yeah, we're all elves.
Yep.
We're all
like my
elves
women.
here.
Irish.
Yes. This is the good side of elves.
All right, so you see that one particular
Debatable.
member of the council is like, oh man, and then she's like, all right, whatever. And so now that that's out of the way, when I have a chance to review it with all of you, we will. But after my coronation, which will be quite soon, but I'm not entirely
Does
sure.
he even need a coronation?
Just a more public one, just to get the public officially knowing that the king, the old king's gone, the new king, the real king, is here. That being said, as well,
Would they need to know though? the pub. Because
Are you saying this? Are you saying this as Sylack, or are you saying this as?
I'm saying this as a player.
Okay.
The public ran off.
Right.
We didn't have anyone view that there was an imposter king.
a few saw.
No. Yeah. You had the whole. They only left after Restrin attacked the fake Ronin, which was Boar. So they saw that there were.
Okay.
So they saw two kings.
I guess what I'm a little iffy about, which we really can't tell because we didn't go into town, is how fast that word would have spread and how well
to get to it.
the public is currently believing that.
I was about to get to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So to say that over the course of the night, word spreads like wildfire. Plenty of people are talking about how they saw two kings at the great banquet last night, and that the one who was associated with the real king had immediately attacked the other king, as well as with complete disregard for anybody who was within the grand hall. This has sparked debate amongst the public as to who they should believe and what they should believe. There are, of course, witnesses, and so we plan on holding a trial before my coronation of the current king, of the previous king. This gentleman that we now have identified as... where is it? Shit, I just had his name.
Did you not print it out?
No, I wrote it out, but it's in a bunch of...
It's not part of your print.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha ha! I know your printed stuff better than you do, and I haven't even seen it. No, I'm kidding.
His, yeah, we have learned that his name is Leon Fricht. But what his association with, why he wanted to impersonate me and join the individual Restrin, who, as far as we know, is his real name, that Leon has told us, we don't really know. And unfortunately, we can't really ask because we learned recently that last night that when we went to interrogate Leon, that Restrin had died in this cell. Cause of death. He was, for one thing, he was found he was covered in seawater, very briny, salty seawater. He was lying in a puddle of it, and his neck was completely crushed, as if by some really tight coil. Now, both Leon and him were both in the same room. However, we could not particularly rank. We could not put Leon as one of the suspects of the situation, considering the fact that he does not seem to have the amicable arm strength nor the tools to do so. Nor we don't even know where he got seawater from. So unfortunately,
I'm getting some very suspicious looks.
From the Vel.
Yes.
From Aaron.
Yeah.
From Aaron.
From across the table.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we cannot interrogate Restrin as to his motivations, and we've gotten some of a story from Leon, who claims that he is actually our half-brother.
Wait, Leon is claiming he's our half brother?
Yes. Leon claims that his mother, Dahlia Fricht, was a chambermaid of our, not yours, mother. And that after her death.
Wow. Salty distinguished.
No, sorry, it's because I can't remember the other sibling's mom's name at the moment.
Wow, your father got around.
I guess, jeez.
Especially for what else?
He claims that in a moment of despair he had, after mother's death, that he had taken her in that way, and when she revealed that she was pregnant, he had her sent off to with some kind of sum to a farm down south.
What proof did you acquire?
Only Leon's word. We were hoping that maybe perhaps you had some more information from Restrin.
Why would we have any information from him?
I didn't exactly have a conversation with him before I shot him.
I mean, you're gonna have to have a better memory on this than I am.
Okay,
Did he
yes.
ever say anything?
Okay, so if you guys are forgetting, you did search his room. You
Yeah.
did find a journal that none of you could read.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yes. So I'm not trying to force you, but I am reminding you. So
No. I completely forgot about that.
Was it because it was in a language none of us
It was
could
in a
read?
language we
Yes,
couldn't read.
but I believe you did take it and then you shat in his closet.
Yes, we did that. We, as a collective, we did that.
No, I think Board did that.
We did that.
No, you all took turns. It was like an outhouse.
No one stopped me.
Okay. Actually, he's gonna. Okay, so to respond in game to Neville's question about how can you say that we had anything? Because Tenny found a pile of shit in his closet,
Oh, Jesus.
and I'm pretty sure Restron wasn't that much of a savage.
Well, I mean, he kept seawater in his own cell, so we don't know.
Do you still have the journal?
Oh yeah, I still got it.
Then you could present it right now.
We did find this in his room on a casual search, though.
One of the guards goes to retrieve it. May we see it? And then one of the guards goes to take it from you, and hands it over to Ronan, who opens it up.
I could not read it.
I can't either.
Were we able to identify the language?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
think so.
vaguely similar to Infernal, but not Infernal, so I could not read it.
It's abyssal, and we can't.
Abyssal.
We don't know abyssal.
Yes.
If I said that, if I didn't,
I
then-
believe you did, or at least it's insinuated.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Anyway.
so, Brava, would you mind? And she takes elven woman with large spectacles, grabs it, takes it, looks through it, and says, "I can have one of my mages translate this." And then,
Can you tell what language it's in?
not off the top of my head, no, and I don't have a spell prepared that would involve me translating anything immediately. So,
Spells. Why do people never just use their eyes?
and she kind of speaks to herself and says, Palver, yes, could you come to the palace immediately? Yes. Okay. One of my wizards will be here shortly. And then a couple minutes later, a individual with large furry ears and a furry tail, but humanoid features comes through, and he has a bit of a he has a tan complexion, but it's kind of a more sandier looking tan, and that matches his fur and hair. Comes through. He's like, yes, Madam Maltress. And she hands the book. Translate this, please. And he opens up, looks through it. Oh, how strange. Okay. It's abyssal, abyssal script, but it's primordial language, which kind of it's layers and layers of espionage there. But no, it's readable. Wow. Okay. What would you like to know? We'd like to know if Leon's suspicions are correct. Okay. And he goes through it and reveals multiple dated passages about Restron's finding of a young boy named Leon, who was whispered to have been the king of Timbervault's bastard. And he found the woman, and eventually found him. And the woman, trusting him enough, revealed a letter that's actually taped inside and written in a Elvish script. Oh, interesting. You all might want to read this. And he hands it over to Restron and to Ronan, and he hands it over to you, Neville.
Oh.
Yep. Sorry, trying to keep you guys involved. And it says,
Oh, okay.
bold
I guess
text.
I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Bold text. Dahlia, I'm sorry for misleading you. Our union was a grief-stricken mistake on my part. I cannot with good faith lead you and your son into the complicated life of royalty. I know you are her chambermaid and perhaps had taken notice of the political world, but I don't believe that you would be well accustomed to an official life of royalty. It is a difficult life despite the luxuries it affords. Please take our child and live free from that lifestyle, but perhaps not without the luxury. Enclosed is 5,000 gold. 5 platinum. No. 50 platinum.
50 platinum.
More than enough
Imperial
for the two
gold or
of
Elvish
you.
gold?
Imperial.
You mean elvish dollars?
More
yes.
than enough for the two of you to live a life without me. Take it and find a way out of Timbervault to live a life free from the shackles of politics. SF.
I will actually. Can I see if there's still a seal on the letter?
Yes, there is.
I will actually reach over and fold it over so that Nivelle can see the seal on it.
Do I recognize the seal?
Yep, that's the seal of Timbervault.
Of my family?
Yep, of the royal family.
Well, okay then.
And according to that note, she never spent any of the gold. And it seems that Ronan had brought in his own men who were dressed like Timbervault soldiers to
Ronan?
The
king?
Restrum. Wow. Yeah, Restrin had brought in his own men dressed like Timbervault soldiers to start burning down the farm and killing the mother. However, Restrin valiantly saved Leon from those 3 guards and manipulated him into discovering the letter and its contents, making him realize its true origin. And from there, it was easy to manipulate him into becoming Ronan and kidnapping him.
Who's to say this is even the child?
He has all the letters. He has all the information. And this book is damning evidence.
This book stinks.
I'm sure it does.
I don't trust it.
I still don't see there to be any reason for a trial. He was still impersonating you unlawfully.
And that's what we need to prove to the public. Because if they don't believe that I am the real king, we might not get anywhere with the people.
I'm just saying, dead men don't argue.
Well, Restrin is certainly dead, so he can't argue. But Leon might, so he can at least present his reasoning to the people and
Perhaps
why we might.
Perhaps he deserves a chance to at least defend himself and gain a chance at retribution, though I do not see how this will affect your position with the people. Your ability to lead is proof enough.
Make a persuasion check.
Ugh, that's a 10.
10. I appreciate that. I do.
Also, I mean, you're king. If they don't want to listen to you, you have soldiers with weapons and stuff. So
I don't think that would be very chivalrous.
Yes, and that might not make me any better than Leon.
Quite dishonorable.
Though I understand your position. More.
So we'll have the trial and we'll present this evidence and have him say his part and prevent him from. Initially, we were going to execute him for all he's done, but now that this information has developed, I'm a bit more sympathetic to his plight.
That may be. I still hold steady that you have nothing to prove, brother. And this trial should only be for what will happen to him, brother or not.
I appreciate that. But we'll have his trial, and then we'll have my proper coronation, and then I can get to dealing with the rest of you accordingly as a king. For now, he asked the rest of the council if they're okay with this, and they all agree. Some begrudgingly do, but they still do agree. So, well, if that's all to say, then
the calmest set of noble houses ever.
yeah. And they all agree, and the council the court is at that point is concluded.
They just might be afraid of the lizard man and the other weirdos who killed who defeated a warlock in the middle of the throne room.
Yeah.
Without even getting interference from the guard.
We'll have the trial tomorrow. Until then, Neville, I would like to actually talk with you for a little bit. And as the
Very well. I would have liked to have spoken with you as well.
All right, so the nobles begin to get up and leave. Your mother comes up and hugs you and says, "It's like, oh, I'm so proud of you.
Too tight.
I'm sorry. I am so proud of you. Your father would be incredibly proud of you."
Thank you.
I mean, the adultery aside, but I mean, she was dead. I don't know. That's a sensitive subject. It's just.
I mean,
yes.
it was before you, Mom, so...
Weird. You could have easily been that boy. Strange.
Between you and I'm still not convinced.
I'm not sure what to think. Lots of strange stuff has happened in the last 5 years, so
That is true.
I'm gonna maybe miss a couple of my cellmates. Mudflap was pretty cool. Okay,
You can always go visit.
perhaps.
And depending on their crime, I mean, you're free. Brother is king again. I mean, obviously, don't let out a murderer, but...
Right. So, actually, before this, I'll
Or do and make them the royal guard. Maybe they'll do something.
all right,
Yeah,
so-
I mean, fair.
So they eventually, as the court disperses and Ronan approaches you, Harrison, I think you and I have have some words to say.
Should we adjourn to a more private chamber?
Yes, just you and me. The catacombs, actually. Would any of you two like to do anything before?
Follow.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Makes sense for a retainer to follow
Actually-
his lord.
the window is still smashed open.
Yes.
I will whistle subtly for my familiar.
He flies through the crack in the window. Aye, Captain! And lands
Can
at your
I
feet.
put it in the pocket dimension?
He's like, as you wish, master.
Can I pop it back out of the pocket dimension in the form of a mouse?
And he appears before you.
In my pocket.
Okay, in your pocket.
And I will just drop it into Vel's pocket.
Oh, okay.
Are you trying to do it without me noticing?
Without anyone else noticing.
I can improve that. Roll sleight of hand.
So to be clear, you don't care if I notice.
I don't care if you notice.
Okay.
Oof, this is gonna be hard. Oh, I didn't even get my dice out tonight. Oh, they're not in that one.
You moved them, didn't you?
I'm gonna use these ones. These are the ones I bought for.
You have my mouth noises?
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, that is a 19.
Yeah, you can see that Ronan is currently busy talking with his siblings and Navel's mother.
And as far as you can tell, I didn't notice either.
And you just use nonchalantly drop the mouse in his pocket.
Okay.
Where are we going? Who's we? You got a mouse in your pocket?
So if you're doing what I think you're gonna do, where are you going to chill out while you're looking through your?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out in the throne room.
Okay, just gonna chill on. You just chill on a bench, just kind of like, just stare out into the distance as your eyes glaze over a little bit. And,
Yep.
and now you see everything from waist high of Navel in his from his pocket.
Yep.
Yes. So you and your brother make your way down to the catacombs where many of the previous rulers of Timbervault had been over the course of thousands of years. Mm-hmm. And you approach at the latest one, that being of your father. Mm-hmm. Both your fathers. Ronan kneels down, says a quiet prayer to himself very briefly. And you can see that your father's little, I know mausoleum isn't the right word, but it's smaller than a coffin. It's bigger than a coffin, but smaller than a mausoleum.
Casket.
Crypt?
Crypt, I guess, is the right word.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
With yes. You see that it's a sarcophagus with a statuette of your father.
Definitely a sarcophagus.
Resting, and as well as a framed portrait of him, a painting lit by two candles that are illuminating the space around you. After Ronan quietly says his prayer, or you can do anything, or you're just going to watch him, or do you just quietly say your respects as well?
I mean, I'll say my respects, but I'm not getting down on my knees and praying.
Right. Ronan gets up and says, "He died while I was imprisoned, and the fake king, his own son."
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how that timing worked out.
and you were gone too as well.
I was.
How did you know about it? How did you know about his death? What brought you back home?
Can I tell if he's the real Ronan?
He is. He's been the real Ronan.
Okay,
since you. Yeah.
The way you asked him is a little suspicious.
Oh right. But then he remembers. It's like, oh right, you had Micah told you.
Yes, I ran into Micah.
Yeah, and he's like, I think I need a. He sips the hot brew. Yeah, that helps. That helps a little bit. So I wanted to bring you down here because, looking at you now, looking how you've grown, I think you were definitely destined for something more. See, before you were born, Father told me of a treasure hidden within the catacombs that will be revealed to me when I'm ready, and a door to it will be opened when I'm given the key by Melora herself. And I thought it was kind of silly, or if it was real,
that goes off in my head knowing that I had a dream 2 nights ago about Melora.
And knowing that I'm everything that's happened to me, I don't think I have much faith in Goddess at the moment. But I know Father was given the key, and he looks at the painting, and then looks at you.
Wait, you think I have the key?
Well, see for yourself. And you head bobs towards the painting.
I reach my hand out to the sarcophagus, and then to the painting, and kind of give it a soft, stroke, I guess.
Yeah. And you notice that something that was kind of second nature to you up until now that you've focused on it, now that you're really focusing on it, you notice in the painting your father has his right hand over his chest, and he's holding. It's kind of like that kingly pose where it's like that, and he's holding a staff with his other hand, and you can see on his left hand, the one that's not on his chest, familiar markings.
What do they look like?
Just like the ones on your hand.
For poetic justice, I would have reached out with the hand that has the markings.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he always told us he got that tattoo after a
So,
useful.
to be clear though, they're on his hand as well?
Yes, and on your hand. He always told us that he got those tattoos after a bachelor party or something out in Kalash, out in Maxis. I guess. You can feel the mouse nodding in its head. So I guess, but considering that you got them as well, and I don't know if you went to Maxis recently.
No, not particularly. I think I know what I need to do, Ronan. Sylack, if you could stay here just a moment, please.
Yes.
I'll teleport through the wall.
Didn't anticipate.
What's
that Curb Your Enthusiasm music was playing on Manny's face.
What's the what's the exact wording again for
Let me double check.
Yes. Because I'm likely not gonna let you do that.
Ah, damn.
Well, wait. Can you see to the other side of the wall?
Oh no!
Yeah, you need to. I think you need to at least
Misty Step requires you to see.
Line of sight or familiarity. I think at least with the.
No,
Line of
it's
sight.
an
Okay.
unoccupied space I can see.
Okay.
It's dimension door that you can guess.
Okay. You know what? For shits and giggles, you do that. You guys see Ronan and Sylack and you. If you're holding on to someone while you're blinking, do they come with you?
It doesn't say.
I'm assuming
I-
Bill has
Most
I could-
teleportation spells allow if you're touching a willing creature, that it will go with
Not
you.
Misty Step. Misty Step doesn't have that.
No,
Let
you're
me
right.
let me
Boy.
actually open up Misty
Boy.
Step and
I'm assuming
Double check.
because all of his equipment goes with him that you count as being packed away,
Yeah.
and so you would be able to go with him.
Yeah, I guess it's because you're small enough,
Yeah.
probably.
you're in my equipment.
It's literally in his pocket.
Okay.
So
what happens?
Ronan and you see, and you from rat form kind of see the world shimmer and wiggle a bit, and you see Ronan just turn into mist, but then
I
immediately.
mean, I wasn't holding on to Ronan.
No. I'm saying. Oh no, you see Nivelle turn into mist and just smack straight into the portrait of
Oh, no.
of your
Oh,
dad. Take one. Take
Were you about to say a D6?
Yes. Take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you smack face
Alright,
first into the
fine.
portrait and just
That's fine.
Just clutter it a bit. And Ronan almost spills his coffee. And he's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Apparently, that's not how that works. I'm really new at this.
If you were trying to, Dad showed me the door,
Oh.
the supposed door that I was. Come here.
I, in character and as a player, chuckled.
And he follows.
Like, what are you doing? I know where the door is.
leads
Why are you trying to be dramatic? Stop being extra.
He leads
You
you.
already performed a coup.
He leads you through a couple more halls through the catacombs and shows you a wall that has a handprint on it. That has markings similar to the one on yours. It is a left-handed handprint, markings similar to the one on yours. Neville, wait, no. Ronan with his coffee cup, proper, just like 9:00 in the morning in a bathrobe, just kind of goes, just gestures at it. But, in more royal robely attire.
I'm really glad that I did it this way. the 2 points of bludgeoning was worth it.
It was either going to be rad and you were going to disappear on us,
I know.
or this. Either way.
Either way, it would have been cool. Okay. I see the little bit from the pain in my head.
It's fine. We haven't been down here in years. I mean, I think the last time we had to do this was for grandmas, or one of our grandmothers.
Oh boy. Okay. I place my hand in the impression.
You feel yourself get shunted through the wall, and you appear on the other side of a.
Damn it!
Yep. And you feel yourself. You pop out on the other side, and you're now in another room. It's a round room, filled with chests and a particularly old, worn-out elven statue clutching a long black greatsword.
I attacked the wall.
Oh, because
Oh, right, okay.
I didn't tell. Would he be able to hear me? You know what? It doesn't matter if I know that. Sylack, it's okay. Wait,
There is another handprint on the wall that would lead you out. Just letting you know.
do I hear him attacking the wall? Let's start there.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
That's a 19 on the die to hit
Holy
the wall.
cow! Okay.
Perception?
Yes.
That's a 21.
And with that you hear a on the other side as Sylack, you just immediately go after the wall. Ronan's kind of taken aback. It's like, Sylack, was it? And you don't. You're
realizing that I hear what's happening and I know who I'm
3 points
traveling
of
with.
damage to the wall.
I know who I'm traveling with. I listen for any other attacks because I'm trying to not get hit when I come out the other side.
You hear 3.
And I immediately shunt myself through again, so hopefully I'm in between Sylack's attacks.
And Sylack is reeling up for another one when you reappear on the other side of the
Wait.
door.
Hold.
I'm like, you know how lizards puff up
Yes.
in stress
Yeah.
situations? Yeah, I'm like,
Is the head thrill up?
Calm down.
yes.
Calm down,
I'm in
Sylack.
attack mode.
Calm down. It's okay.
You protect, but he also attack.
He protect, he attack again.
I did not
attacked
expect
the
that
wall.
to be so sudden. I thought it was going to be a secret door that opened up or something.
Oh, calm.
Everything is okay.
Okay.
Stay here with Ronan, please. And I'll, without taking my eyes off of Sylack, put my hand back into the impression.
No, I don't.
I was like, it was gonna be hilarious if he attacks it again.
At that point, I would have just ignored
Even if
it.
I did roll, I would be just kidding about attacking the roll again. I'm not gonna waste our time.
No, like I said, even if you did, I would have ignored you.
No,
at that
because I
point.
was imagining it was just gonna be like Aaron's doing whatever, but the entire time there's clang, boom, dun, dun, boom.
Are you kidding me? If Sylack was truly stressed out, he would summon the Bahamut armor
Oh god.
and then go at it. He would smite in the wall.
So you're back in the room.
Yes.
There are several chests around you, and a worn-out statue of what seems to be an elven humanoid, clutching a large black
Do I recognize the statue?
stone greatsword.
A rat will hop out of your pocket and start scurrying around the room.
Yeah, we'll say I notice it, unless you want to say otherwise.
No, you notice it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, what? Does the rat have any familiar markings?
Well, it's not a normal rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you remember how you described the
mouse.
coloration and everything of your
Oh, I
your
didn't
Seahawk?
describe all that. It was just a regular looking Seahawk.
Okay.
It would actually end up taking a fey, celestial, or fiendish appearance.
In the case of this one, I believe I actually described it as having a fiendish appearance.
Okay.
You did. Yes, that is. I remember.
So it would probably be like the hairs would be a little more spiny, and it would be like a
It's a
black
dark
red.
black, like
Yeah.
freaking beady red eye,
Yeah.
evil ass long.
I'm just trying to
long
figure
yellow-toothed
out.
rat.
I'm just trying to decide if Neville would be like, oh, that's Boar's familiar.
You've seen the coloration of the Seahawk before, and you've never seen rats that resemble.
I would say he should have seen the rat when I was spying around the
You could have him make an
Yeah.
insight check.
castle.
I
You could have me make an insight check.
make an insight check with advantage.
With advantage.
Makes sense because you have seen the Seahawk.
That's an unnatural 20.
Yeah, this you
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely.
Then I'm not worried.
Yeah, but with the statue, you've never really seen it before, and neither have you
It doesn't
seen.
resemble any.
No, it doesn't resemble any specific individual. It
Okay.
seems to be completely worn out and has very generic features. Yes.
What happened to your short sword?
It's on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your mom,
Sure.
your mom needs to talk to you about that.
I-
Probably, maybe.
Oh,
Let's see what happens.
actually, Boar will actually ask
short
to the air. You recognize that sword?
I don't think you can speak through your familiar.
No, not through the familiar.
I
Just asking
think
out loud for
Boar
this.
in the throne room is just.
asking his familiar.
Yes. I don't think I've ever seen something like this.
So, do I see anything else of note, or is it just
I like
is
that.
just general treasures
Yeah,
and
you see that the sword almost looks as if it's a part of the statue itself. It looks to be made out of a black stone that's been napped.
so
It looks
the sword is made out of stone.
Yes, the stone, at least it looks like it's made out of stone.
Okay.
And it has a very primitive look to it. It looks like a long piece of like black obsidian, or no. I had the description right here. Why did I have the Goliath race out?
The whole Goliath race was out.
Yeah, it seems to be made out of one whole piece of material but has a red fabric wrapped around the handle. There's no cross guard, but there is a pommel, but it does kind of like, while there's no like man-made guard, it does kind of like bow out and then back into an actual blade, so it does look like kind of one huge chunk of sword.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it seems to be made of, it looks like it's made of dark napped stone. So like when I say it looks primitive, it looks like it was sharpened rock to rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it has those like facets and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
The statue is holding it in a way that is that's easy for it to be taken from it.
I'll walk up to it,
Okay. You walk
and
up
I
to it.
will attempt to try and grab the sword.
You grab it. It's hefty, and you pull. It's heavier than you expected it to be too. And as you pull, you suddenly hear voices in your head. Someone new? Who's there? Someone has grabbed the blade. Oh, it's a human. Wait, no, it has a bloodline in him. What? Impossible! Speak, sword thief. Who are you?
I have just forgotten my real name.
Is a thief has his tongue cut out? What's he doing?
Harrison, you said that. Yes.
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 Harrison Flintwood.
Harrison Flintwood.
Remembering your name for you.
Harrison Flintwood. Haven't heard of Harrison. Wait, Harrison.
Son of... I can't remember my father's name.
Samael.
Samael Flintwood.
Samael? What? No, what? Who is you?
Locations.
It's like, oh, Samael, that means you're, wait.
Slowly continue to, like, take it down. Like, slowly and cautiously.
No, yeah, you're slowly, slowly taking it down, you're hearing all of these various words. It's like Flintwood, impossible. How could he be a Flintwood? He's a half-elf. He's a breed. He's a mutt, nothing more.
You guys don't get out of here very much, do you?
No, we aren't.
Where do I hear the voices from?
You can just hear it.
Oh,
in your
they're
head.
just in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what you sound like?
Who?
You sound like Mimir,
From
God of War.
I can yeah. I can hear the Mimir.
Which is really good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good.
Thank you. It's like, what business do you have with us, the warriors of the Flintwood family?
Well, firstly, I'm a Flintwood, as I've previously said. Secondly, my brother brought me here, saying that...
Oh, Ronan brought you.
Yes, you know him, but you don't know me.
Of course, it's like...
Yes, Ronan brought me here.
So your father was Samuel. Samael.
Yes.
Little Sam.
Yes.
It's like...
Yes. I'm starting to look around now, because I'm like... How can these voices be in my head? I don't...
Do I notice that he's tripping out?
Yes. you see him taking off the sword.
I'm not like freaking out, but I'm like...
You saw him go for the sword, pick it up, and as he's pulling it away, you can see his head's kind of like looking back and forth as he's kind of bringing it closer to him.
I'm gonna sip my coffee. I think you got the wrong one.
And because Bor is here, I want to make it stated that I'm talking out loud.
Yeah. It's like, it's me, Ganelf. It's like your grandmother.
Grandmama?
It's like, yes, but I'm not sure if I remember you being born.
But did I forgive him?
Okay, no, hold on. Okay, no, I don't
You
think...
might know my mother. Not my brother's mother, but my mother.
Actually, no, but I can sense it. You kind of... You have something about the boy it's kind of familiar, I think.
I know the first mother's name, right? I know you don't remember, but I know them, right?
Yes.
I will say that when she died, he remarried my mother.
Oh, she
and
died?
had me.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so unfortunate. I liked her.
I hear she was a great and powerful woman.
She was quite a lady, yes. It's like, rest of you. This is one of my grandchildren and your ancestor, and your descendant. So shape up. Introduce yourselves properly. The other voices speak off. It's like, so you're a proper then Flintwood then, huh?
Yes.
Then how come you weren't given the sword when you were born?
Well, Ronan wasn't either.
Who's Ronan? It's like he was one of Samuel's firstborns. It's like then why isn't he wielding the thing? I'm pretty sure he's a full elf.
I'm just gonna listen. Ronan brought me here because of this.
They take a moment and they're like,
You
wait.
see a
There's
glimmer in the sword
Yes.
as it climbs up to the hand to take a look and then comes back down.
Yeah, you see the sword kind of glisten a bit. The voices are suddenly silent. I'll be damned. He has the mark of Malora on him.
Ronan doesn't have this. I do. So that's why he brought me here. Okay.
Half-born chosen by Malora. The world's changed since we were last in it.
2 nights ago, she took me to the different realms. It was quite a trip.
He's been to the other realms. Fascinating. She can do that? Yeah, she can do that. I didn't know she could do that. It's like I mean, I got the mark, but I was never...
Okay, hold on. I just want to clarify something here. You're in my head, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you with the sword or are you with the
The
room?
rat will actually start nodding upon hearing you're in my head, right?
We...
I'll see you because I assume you're not hiding.
I'm not.
I'll be like, okay, there's at least one thing that I know is real here.
We are the warriors of the Flintwood family who have wielded the flint blade over generations. Despite our souls dying and leaving our bodies, our fighting spirit lives on within the sacred blade of our family. Only those of our lineage and bloodline can have the privilege to wield this blade and the power it carries. I am Gerard, the fourth wielder of the blade, but not the fourth descendant of whatever that.
Well, no,
number
obviously
was.
it skips some people.
Yes, it has skipped some people. Not all times have been pure war for the Northern Kingdom of Timbervault. I believe I'm potentially your great grandfather or great grandfather. I died in the War of the Fang.
Do I know when that was?
Make history check.
$14.
You remember the War of the Fang happening thousands of years ago, actually during the Romarian Empire, which was the main empire before the Drexel Empire.
So, what I would be able to know is he's not my great-great-grandfather. He's far older.
Probably, yeah. Yep.
But I assume these ancestral bodies don't have a very good recollection of time.
And I'm Ganelf, and I'm probably most likely your grandmother. I was the mother of Samael. I fought during the Fang and Fire War, and when I passed, your father had taken on the throne, and during that time he was preparing for the whole situation, and I had pretty much during my absence I had crowned him king, and he had eventually had a child with her.
Your brother's mother.
Yes, your brother's mother. Yes.
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 Let's see if we can get through this whole session without having to look up what her name was.
You remember the Fang and Fire War being a much more recent.
Yes.
Development?
That has actually come up in other conversation.
Yes. Whether or not I have actually said a number, I'm not sure. But as of right now, I'm going to retcon it.
Yeah, that's fine. Do whatever you need to do.
That one was most likely was approximately 100 years ago or so, and that was basically. You remember the Fang War being the Romarian Empire versus Yuan-Ti, and the Fang and Fire War was the Drexel Empire versus Yuan-Ti and demons.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm Cassia. I'm not sure where I fall in your in the family tree, but with you. But I had to fight to reclaim Timbervault from a friend who was corrupted by power.
So, all of you were chosen during times of Great War?
Something like that. You hear a female voice. I'm Tamara. I defended Timbervault from various invaders before. Around the time of the Romarian Empire was around when when a bunch of humans and other beings were trying to get into Timbervault for our resources or whatever reason. And I'm Farosh. I'm the first generation wielder. I nabbed this blade from Stone myself. What with the humans over controlled Timbervault when they tried to take over. Definitely don't remember any Remedian Empire full sorts. But I know that I was one of the first settlers of the fort, and it was still controlled by humans. I've got my eye on you, lad, if you're planning on wielding this blade.
I hope that's in a good way.
We'll see what happens. Ganelf begins talking. It's like, he's just really, really, really old and grumpy. Don't bother him.
So, hold on. Are you? My question was never answered. Are you in and a part of the sword?
Yes.
Are you guys gonna be with me all the time?
Our fighting spirit will. Yes. A part of us is properly ascended to.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say
it's-
anything, but like visibly, I'm gonna be like holding my head like I'm gonna have a headache.
It's like, don't worry, we won't always be talking with you if you don't want it, but we will be keeping an eye on you and potentially commenting.
Take
on
my hand away from my head, realizing that they might know that I have just done that.
It's like, if you were led to this blade and given the mark of Melora, then you have this. You were brought here for a purpose.
Well, okay, that's good. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my short swords now, but that's great. I've been wanting to get a new sword.
This is more than just a sword.
A sword of destiny is even better.
It's more than just a sword of destiny. It's a sword of birthright. If you really are a Flintwood, you best show us that you are.
How do I do that?
Well,
I mean, you have that ring, right?
I have a signet ring with the family crest on it, the family signet.
There you go.
are you gonna show it to the sword?
Show it to the sword?
No, I'm talking dumb. Ignore me.
I won't show it to the sword, but I will like.
Oh dear. I know that you weren't a grandchild of mine during my time, but I would like to make that up for you and give you a little gift. You see with the chest over there?
I'll look around. Are there like faces in the sword or something? Like, is it glimmering or?
It just kind of glistens every time it seems to be wanting to connect.
Okay,
talk with you.
okay. Because she said you see that chest over there, and there's no visual cue as to where over there is. So I'm gonna be like, and I assume there's a lot of chests around
There
me.
are.
That's what you
There
described.
there are specifically 5 chests that seem to be that are lined up next to this
Pull a Pulp Fiction.
next to this
Waving
next to the
the sword.
statue.
Sort of hums
Get-
when you're pointing closer to the chest they're pointing at.
Get
sorry.
get the green one right. Get the green one that's right there. And she points you
So
over to
so there's 5 chests of 5 colors.
yes. She points you to the green one.
Using my knowledge of our adventurers, do they match the colors of Bahamut?
Not in the metallic sense, but they are colored. They're just kind of generically colored. So there's
Okay.
like a
You mean
Okay.
platinum?
Yes. I was meaning more in the
is there a bronze one? Is there
no
a
no no.
copper?
Well, because you had the
oh yeah,
Hill Rock, not
Right,
not
yeah,
Hill
no.
Rock, but
Right.
you had the 5 towers
Which
of
are
different.
metallic.
Shit,
They were metallic.
Yes.
Okay.
I like the number 5 a little too much. Seems completely unintentional, honestly. Completely
Okay.
unintentional,
That's
so, yeah.
that's fine, but that's why I was
But, no,
asking.
I totally see where you're coming from, though. Yeah.
That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to check because,
She-
like, if, for example, they were, then that would be like, oh shit, connection. But it is also fine that it's unintentional. So yes, I will go and I will open up the green chest.
Right.
They don't match the colors of Tiamat, do they?
What'd you know?
Blue, red, black, white, green.
Would Novell know about Tiamat?
Probably not. I'm asking as a
They
player.
are those colors, but they're in like darker shades.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not like proper vibrantly.
It is a not a proper representation. But you are correct. Novell would have no reason at this point to know about Tiamat unless he had done any other research.
Your family's secretly part of the Draconic cult, trying to reawaken Tiamat.
That would be
You're just a key. Open up the green chest is the beginning.
Oh no! Oh no!
Red strings.
You open up the green chest, acid sprays at you.
You open up the green chest.
The black chest.
5 dragon heads sprout through the floor of the throne room. Boar's just standing there. Well, shit, here we go again.
Right,
And to be clear, I do not ever tell Sylack the color of the chest in the room.
So you open
To
up,
be
you
clear.
open up the first chest, and you see inside of it.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can Sylack see in a normal human color spectrum?
I mean, it's a question for him.
No?
No.
No. Okay, that's what I thought.
We've actually had this discussion.
Oh, that's right. He's
He sees in certain shades where
like blues and greens.
yeah. Something like that.
Like you're technically gonna be like red colorblind if I'm trying to remember my reptile anatomy right.
Something like that, yeah. And his sight is mostly based on movement.
So anyway, I
right.
open up the green
Yes.
chest.
You open up the green chest, and inside is a bag.
A bag?
Yep. Let me see if I
Just
can.
like a simple bag?
Let me just double check and see if there's a description, specific description for this bag.
Oh, it's a specific bag. Hey, is there a
Oh.
sheath or something that comes with the sword?
No, you wield it. You wield it exposed like a true Flintwood.
Oh. Most
Okay.
lizards can see color better than humans can.
Oh.
Because they need to survive.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. The bag is 1, 2, or 3.
You're asking
Yeah, I'm
me
asking
1,
you.
2, or 3?
1, 2, or 3.
3.
It is a simple tan
Sorry.
cloth bag,
Okay. Simple tan cloth bag.
and when you reach in to pick it up, it seems empty and just sags.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I pick it up.
That there is my bag of tricks. Use it quite a lot during the Fang and Fire War.
Bag of tricks.
Go on, reach inside it.
Reach my hand inside.
Okay. And you feel a small fuzzy object.
Oh boy. I pull my hand out.
Oh god, I know.
Roll. Oh.
Are you sure you want me to roll?
Wait.
Interesting.
Yeah. Roll a d8,
In
please.
theory, Sylack can actually see in the ultraviolet light spectrum.
Oh, that's
It
wicked.
depends if he takes after snakes
2.
or lizards.
It would be lizards.
Sylack just sees everything in aesthetic. Everything's like
It
80s retro.
It is possible it is less
No,
likely.
he would see the normal color spectrum, but like the fuck? Fucking website that I was looking at. No, so he would see normal color, but things like flowers would be a whole new trip
Oh.
because they have ultraviolet patterns on them
Okay.
that like bees and wasps detect to
Right.
know that they're flowers. Yeah.
Cool.
So like plant
Also
life,
to know what kind of flower.
certain plant life, people definitely look really weird because he sees all the freckles and stripes on human beings.
Oh, and if somebody smiles?
Oh yeah, sees the teeth right off their face.
Damn.
You know.
You're basically Predator.
Yeah,
That's kind
but
of cool.
can still see the normal spectrum.
Yeah.
Certain things are
It's a sensitivity to.
thrown out. It's like they threw a high pass on it.
Yeah, you should be able to see the heat signature coming off a person in complete darkness.
Oh yeah.
That's actually no, that's mostly a snake thing.
It's a snake thing for like their pits.
That's a snake thing specifically.
Right. But,
But
you're more.
even
But some lizards have a third eye, quote unquote, where they can detect light level and will adjust their eyesight based on light level. I don't have dark vision though.
Right. The more you know.
Lizards are weird.
So I rolled a 2.
You roll a 2. You pull out from the bag, and you're holding an ape.
Sorry?
You're holding
Excuse
an
me?
ape.
If I,
Can I put him back in the bag?
Uh,
Oh, you gave him a
bag
I
of
gave him a
tricks.
bag of tricks.
If I'm remembering the bag of tricks correctly, you actually pull out a fuzzy ball, and once you throw it, it
Yeah.
turns into the creature.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So so you pull out a fuzzy gray blackish fuzzy ball.
I don't want to throw it.
Okay.
Well, if he drops it or does anything with it, it's going to turn into an 8. I believe it has to turn into an 8 now.
Actually,
It can't go back in the bag.
yeah, I can't go back in the bag.
Like, let me actually look
See,
at the rules.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You pull the fuzzy object from the bag and throw it up to 20 feet. When the object lands, it transforms into a creature. Oh! Never mind then. It's only if he throws and it lands, so you've only pulled out a fuzzy ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anything, she'll tell you to throw it, but all the other voices in me say, no, don't throw it, don't throw it!
Oh.
It's like, okay, yes, that was kind of mean of me.
I'll put it back in the
yes,
bag.
if you throw, you notice as well that the bag weighs about half a pound. It feels heftier than you thought it would be. Despite looking empty and now having a fuzzy ball inside. That was a little bit mean of me. It's a bag of tricks. You pick it up, you pull something out, you throw the little fuzzy ball, and it randomly turns into an animal, like say an ape or a tiger or a black bear. It's friendly to you. Don't worry. But yeah, it definitely throws a it throws a couple weird things into the mix.
That's
Tricky.
helpful. Thank you.
Of course, dear. Anything for my newest grandson.
It's appreciated. Thank you for the gift.
Gerard pipes up. Actually, if we're doing this, head over to the blue chest and open that one up. I swear it's something far less
Okay, just
nonsensical.
Just to speed things up a little bit,
Yes.
guys. Am I gonna end up opening all the chests?
You might as well.
Okay. I will go ahead and I will unlatch and open all of the chests.
Okay.
And then go to the one that I was directed to, the blue one.
Okay. So you kind of just go down the line. You open up a red chest and it has a cloak. You open up a white chest, it has a broom. You open up a yellow chest, it has a pair of boots. You open up the blue chest and it has a decanter.
Cloak, broom, boots,
Yes. And a decanter.
decanter.
You'll hear each of them mention something about it. When you pick up the cloak, that's my cloak of elven kind. Helped keep me safe when I was stalking a bunch of the human filth trying to invade our forest. Take care of that thing.
Of course.
Then you pick up the broom, and Cassia says, "Oh, that's my it's a flying broom that my friend used to ride with."
Excuse me? Flying broom? Oh, okay.
Tamara says, "Oh, that's my boots of false tracks. That was also useful when trying to keep invaders off our tail.
Boots of what?
False tracks."
Ah.
And then Gerard says, "And that is my decanter of endless water."
Now that sounds handy.
Take good care of these, boyo. These are your birthright.
All of them are my birthright?
Perhaps, if you can use them properly.
Right, because you don't believe me completely yet. I understand. And just to be clear, there is no sheath or anything for the sword, right?
No, you wear it proudly on your back or on your person to show that
how
you
do
are
I-
a proper member of the Flintwood family, a
Is
proud
there a-
warrior.
That's fine. I don't mind that. Is there a strap or something? I don't have anything to strap it to my back.
We
there-
have properly put it away, but there is no sheath that comes with it.
That's fine. I just
You'll probably have to have someone make it for you.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you.
Of course, dearie.
Oh, right. You guys are coming with me now.
Yes.
Is there anything else we need in this room?
No, not at the moment. But before you do leave, your Ganelf says it's like, when you have the chance, for one thing, you need to attune with the blade. So you need about an hour. So, come in for a chat. Let us know what the world is like now at this point.
Come in for a chat.
Well, not come in for a chat. Just
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
You perform
Spend
a
some-
special ritual.
spend some time with us, an hour or so. Just give us a moment to understand you. Maybe then Ferris will warm up to you a bit, and Tamara.
I will make some time for that.
Thank you, dear.
Of course.
I swear to God, have you recreated the Tool of War to fit your setting?
No.
I'm kidding. I know it's not the same.
So we're good to leave?
If you want to, yeah.
Cool. I don't remember your name. Boar.
Yeah.
This is
Come
what
here.
happens
I
when
hold
you
out
play.
my hand.
Oh, I will hop up in the hand.
Nope.
Slip
Yeah,
it
this
back
entire
in my
time you've
pocket.
just seen him talking to himself, looking at the chest, saying things, and then going to open up each chest.
I throw the cloak on my back, put the decanter in my bag. I hold the broom and the sword, like kind of like
Where are the boots?
I will.
the boots are in my bag. Like I'm like clumsily holding the broom and the sword in the same
Make a
hand,
deck save.
just so I can get my left hand free to to shut
Right.
myself back to the other room.
You take everything with you, and you appear, and Sylack, you see Novell appear before you carrying a bunch of stuff. Whoa! What the? Where did that come from? What was in there?
It was all in the room.
What's what?
Well, this
Ronan,
stuff.
your kingly composure is leaving you.
I think it's the caffeine. I'll just not drink the
Dear
rest of
Master
this.
Novell, let me take this all from you for now.
I think I should hold on to the sword, but I will hand you the broom.
That is fine, I use a glaive.
I hand you the broom, and I hand you the boots.
Stuff it. Stuff it.
I'll keep the cloak on me, and the decanter's already in my bag.
Cool. So, what is all that?
Apparently gifts from our ancestors to the apparent chosen warrior. Did I get that right, guys?
It's like, yup, that sounds about right. It's like, oh, is that Ronan? Tell him I said hi.
Grammy says hi.
Grammy Ganelf?
Yes, I don't know how to... She's in the blade, I guess.
Is that good?
What?
Is that good? Cause I don't.
Yeah, I think
thought
it's
she'd
fine.
at least be like, in a better place alongside the sword.
I think her spiritual self is truly in a better place, but her ancestral warrior self is in the blade. I think it's fine. Don't think about it too much. It's all good.
Okay.
I am suffering eternally inside the weapon. Oh.
Okay then.
Yeah, I think that this. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, Ronan. I think you are destined to rule, though. I think something is coming. Some kind of war, and I think I have been chosen to be the warrior.
I couldn't think of anyone else better suited for the job. That being said, actually, now would like to talk to both of you as well up in my private chambers, if that's all right.
Myself and Sylack?
Yes.
Sure. May I invite Bor along?
Certainly, actually, yes, that's fine. As well as your gnomish friend, if she's available. Otherwise, we can always send the news to her later.
That might be okay. You hear that, Bor? Meet us
I will
there.
just walk down into the catacombs at that point.
You start talking to the mouse, it's squeaking at you, and then Boar appears from behind you. All right, since we're all here, let's head to my office, and you guys head up to the office. Unless there's anything else you want to do real quick.
On the way up, no, I have no reason to be in the catacombs. On my way up, I'm going to ask Ronan if he can have somebody make a strap or something
Of course,
for the sword.
We'll talk to somebody. All right. So as you guys enter the office, you can see that it has been piled with papers and documents and whatnot. Ronan was true to his word when he said that he spent all night poring over everything that Leon Fricht had been doing during his time as king. Okay. Ignore all this, but please try not to knock anything over.
I accidentally knocked papers over with my stub.
That's fine.
I
I'll take care of
accidentally
it.
bumped them with my stick.
Oh my
That's fine. I
God.
think I haven't read any of those yet. Okay.
My cloak
let me-
drags and starts moving a bunch of shit.
Okay,
I will
hey,
turn around. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And accidentally knock over more. Just
Cloak flies over and knocks a bunch of whole other papers down.
Okay.
everybody stop moving.
I will cast a spell to knock papers off a desk.
What's a spell?
Oh, I was just making a reference. I don't actually have a spell to do
Oh
that.
shit! Technically, it wasn't a spell. Okay. He's like, oh, okay. I did read that.
Actually, I will
file,
cast
but-
Unseen Seaver to start putting them back.
Oh, okay, cool. It's like, oh. He just Ronan just starts seeing papers after they got knocked down, start being piled up again. He's like, oh, okay. I think that's some magic stuff. I think I saw Brava do that before. So, yeah.
Just, you know what? Ignore them.
Okay.
They're-
Yes. Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry. The real business, the business at hand. Yes, my bad. My apologies. So, as a thank you again for properly saving me and all of us and this kingdom, I was actually considering Sylack's position as your retainer. I was thinking of actually properly knighting him as a Knight of Timbervault and the Empire. Immediately after my coronation.
Would he be able to still travel
Of course.
with me?
Yes. Both of you are royalty of Timbervault, so he would be doing his job exactly. He would, of course, also just get all the proper perks that come along with it.
Is that true? I don't know anything about knighthood.
Yes.
Okay.
He'll explain it to
My-
you. Yeah.
Fealty would be towards Timbervault and the king.
Is that something Sylack would want?
I don't think Sylack would understand that. He would just get the title of Sir, which would then make him a proper knight.
Yes.
Which is something he would want.
Right.
And as your
As a knight, I get a portion of land, servants, and another set of people to help take care of that land, all while in the servitude of the king.
and as you pretty much that's why I have listed you.
I definitely don't think Sylack would get all that. like,
No,
like
that's what I mean,
understand
yeah.
that. Yes.
But yes, and yeah, as a knight, Sylack, and by extension you as well, would be able to, and the rest of your party would be able to purchase property anywhere in Timbervault, and, as well as the Empire. I'd be appointing a squire to serve, or Sylack would be appointing his own squire to serve. Yes, to serve him. He gained the proper paperwork to show that he deserves the respect and prestige that comes with being a knight of the Empire and of Timbervault as well. And
Of the Empire or of Timbervault?
both.
Does
Because he explains that.
Ronan have power over the Empire?
No, but he's saying that.
it's a union, right?
Because it's the Timbervault is subservient to the Empire. Therefore, if you're a Knight of Timbervault, you are technically a Knight of the Empire. Just as is, you are a technically, like, if you are law enforcement underneath a particular state, you are technically law enforcement federally.
Got it.
Yeah, and basically what he points out is that
That makes sense. I get that.
The reason why he's saying Empire and Timbervault is because you know that Timbervault as a kingdom itself before the Empire had its own specific ceremonies for individuals of renown that made them
We are the UK
Guardians.
to the EU.
I might be wrong about the land thing. Just by the
Or
way.
more like
regardless, I'm still giving it to you.
or more likely, you are essentially Scotland to the UK.
Fair enough.
You Timbervault itself, the Northern Wood Elves have had their own traditions similar to knighting that he is going to perform as well to recognize him as a knight of Timbervault. They call these particular individuals verdants.
Interesting.
So you're a knight
and,
of the
and I would know that.
Yeah, so you're a knight of the Empire and a verdant of Timbervault. So, which of course by extension still all ties together.
Right.
You still get the same amount of prestige and various titles.
Right.
So yeah. So, yep, and you also get a coat of arms designating your identity that's to be filed and documented within the records of the Empire.
Oh no, I'm definitely wrong about the land thing.
Well, you're
the
still-
knighthood. The knighthood only gets me the title, and puts me at a higher status than any other military while serving a lord, which would be a nobleman or royalty.
Right. But as a verdant of Timbervault, you do get land within the realm of Timbervault.
So you're making me a lord, is what you're doing.
More or less, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sylack has no idea. That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, didn't want to leave you out from all the cool items and stuff that everybody else is getting.
Are you kidding me? You gave me an entire quest line. They gave me a bunch of cool items, but I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I will find a squire and get him killed. I mean, it's fine. He'll take care of my giant riding lizard.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is actually his job.
Yeah.
That is specifically his job.
Yeah. All right.
I'll have Tenny go over the documents to properly find you some land to give you. But yes.
I think that is great. A great gift if Sylack wants it.
Master Sylack?
Sylack?
They're
Kind of glazed over, and I was like responsive, like, huh? What?
They're trying to make you a knight.
Would you like to be a knight? Is it even proper to call him a knight? Because you're giving him land?
I would be considered lord.
Yeah.
Just how Nivelle is technically a lord as well. You're a
Well, I own land in Red
You're-
Pine. Or
you're-
not Red Pine.
you're a prince in Timbervault.
Yeah.
I'm a prince of Timbervault.
And you have your own piece of personal property that you've established outside of Red Pine, but you never sign any documents to say, yes, this is my parcel of land.
I mean, yeah, but it's my land.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, but there's
my
there's
swamp.
a social status difference between being a half
prince.
prince of a kingdom and being a lord of a kingdom and being a knight of a kingdom.
Right.
Right. So
But yes, I am a prince of Timbervault.
right. So there would be an accolade to put me through knighthood, but effectively you would be giving me lordship.
Okay.
I mean, knights can be lords, can't they?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes, they absolutely can be. Most knights were lords.
So there you go.
So yeah,
Back to Sylack with my -2 intelligence. Yes, I would like to be a knight. That would be incredible, Master Nivelle. Would I be your knight?
as king, I would officially order him to be specifically your knight.
If that is what you wish, Sylack.
That is very much what I would wish. I believe that is what Bahamut would wish as well.
Yeah, to be
Mayhaps.
clear, Sylack, I never want to make you do anything that you do not want to do.
This is what I want to do.
Okay. Well, then I guess, yes.
We will prepare everything for the ceremony for tomorrow after the trial. Well, so that's squared away. Is there anything else that any of you wanted to take care of?
What is the state of Basil?
Basil, you can go visit her now if you want. So, yeah.
Does the cook have meats?
Basil the cook, or the cooks in the palace?
The nearest ones?
You can stop by the kitchen for some meats.
Cool.
Yes.
More of what I was asking is what is the king gifting to Basil, if anything?
I haven't had a chance to talk with her yet, so when I do, I definitely will. I'm not entirely. She seems, as far as I can tell from what I've learned in the brief amount of time that I've learned, her family is a member of the Artisans Guild. So I'll probably talk with Jenkins about what I could offer them. Perhaps supplies, money. I'm not entirely sure what she herself does exactly. She wasn't there, as far as I remember. She wasn't there for the prison break. Nor did I see what she was capable of during your fight with Restron.
Understood, but please make sure to take care of her.
I shall. All right.
Because she was a very valuable asset.
It's like, understood. All right. Was there anything else
Is
you? Yes.
a very valuable asset.
Is there anything else that you might need of me as of right now?
We're gonna see about getting a strap for
Of course,
this,
of course.
right? Yes. Okay.
We can have that developed. We're also going to investigate more of this of the journal that Restaurant had on his person. Maybe figure out his motivations for wanting to overthrow me for whatever
That is
reason.
very good. Like I said, I think there is some kind of impending.
He was probably trying to prep for some sort of war or something. I have no idea.
Interesting.
I think that is a very wise statement.
That's definitely a possibility. I mean, our armies aren't particularly massive or massive, but there's a reason why Timbervault stayed independent for centuries.
Have you heard or seen any reports in your research? I kind of gesture around the papers of anything going on in the capital city.
In Maxus?
Yes.
No, I don't think I've gotten that far yet. I was mostly focused on just
Or
elite.
with the Empire, I guess, generally.
I might have to go through it again. Like I said, I was up all night and I was mostly focusing on what Leon had done. This freaking the exchange rate for this for gold to these bills. It's that
Asinine.
That really caught me off guard, and I really had to take a look at what his reasoning was behind that. Restra may have taught him how to be me, but he didn't teach him how to be a king.
Was there a reason provided?
Like I said, we're going to do some more research. We were only able to gather what Brava's wizard was able to go through. He's pouring through all of it right now. So we'll probably have an answer for you tomorrow after the trial.
Well, then, no, I see no other reason for us
Okay.
to be here.
Cool. So do you guys want to visit Basil, or do you want to just fast forward to the next day?
Is there...
I will feed my riding lizard.
You feed your riding lizard. He is very pleased. It's like that was an incredible battle master. Last night,
Yes.
and
Yes, it was.
that power, that armor, it was incredible. Will we be able to do that very often?
Yes. Again, one day soon.
Wonderful.
Maybe I shall get armor for you.
That would be most pleasant.
Had to find the word in lizard.
Is there... DM to player, is there any reason for us to go visit Basil?
Not really, unless you just want to catch up on her.
No, I mean,
Okay.
we'll catch up with her later when
the,
Lauren is here.
Okay.
The player is here.
Okay, so fast forward to the next day.
Overnight,
Yes.
I do want to attune to my items.
Okay.
Any items that need to be attuned to, I will attune to them.
Okay, so make sure you double check because you only have a limit of 3. So, and
Well,
the flint
I
blade
don't.
will-
I don't know what you actually gave me.
Is it also possible for me to do this? With
Yes, of course.
Are these all official items, or are they in?
They are all
D&D
proper.
Beyond?
They are all proper official items. Yes.
Okay.
The broom you don't need.
The sword
to-
is what we're gonna start with.
Sword definitely.
What is the name of it?
The flint blade.
Flint blade, and you've made it in D&D.
Yes, I made it. It's a homebrew.
Okay. The flint blade. Add. Is it okay to look at it, or do you want me to wait?
Just wait.
Okay.
So you take the time to yourself and just like you sit in your room or secluded private place for yourself, and anybody passing by would simply see you closing your eyes, holding the blade, and every once in a while saying something to it. You kind of get you have a chat with your various ancestors. Theros and Tamara, while they were very apprehensive about you, after taking a moment to talk about what you've done, the things you've defeated, your moxie, I guess, they reach a understanding. The three of you reach an understanding, and they're much less begrudging about you being a wielder of the flint blade, but they still call you half-breed.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Something I assume I would be used to.
Yes. Cassia, she has a bit. Her story is sad. She does talk about how a friend who had when she had her. If anything, she was probably like the first person to actually take role of ruler in as Timbervault. Pharaohs and Tamara were leaders, but they were more protectors.
Okay.
So Cassia, when a friend of hers had become a tyrant and had treated their people poorly, she had to be the one to step up to fight against them, and in doing so, inadvertently crowned her as the ruler of Timbervault. Gerard also ended up being a ruler as well, after various breaks in between lines of succession. And during that time, he had fought in the Fang and Fire War, in the War of the Fang. And after that, the blade had kind of not belonged to anybody for a long while, up until Ganelf.
Okay.
Yep. And after that, the reason why your father isn't...
Really quick, sorry. A flying broom is not showing up in equipment. Does it have a different name?
I think it's Broom of Flying might be what it is.
Okay, let me...
Yeah, it's Broom of Flying. It's because it's right here in the
Broom
BMG.
of...
And
Thank
your grandmother, she was the last wielder of the blade, and she died in the Fang and Fire War. And the reason why your father isn't in the blade, his fighting spirit isn't in the blade, is the same as previous generations. Some of them weren't fighters; they were more diplomats, and your father was a diplomat. And while he was a chosen of Melora at one point, he chose not to wield the sword.
Gotcha.
Because at the time during his reign he didn't really need to.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So during this time, you've properly attuned. You've learned a bit more about your family's history, and now, go ahead and take a look at the sword.
Un momento, por favor. The sword. Okay.
Yep.
A great sword of archaic design. It's made of one whole piece of metal with red fabric wrapped around the handle. There isn't a crossguard, but there is a pommel. The metal of the sword looks like a dark, napped stone.
Can this pommel be thrown in case you decide to end an enemy rightly?
Oh.
Yep.
So it gives me the spirit guardian spell. Interesting.
Yep, but the pommel is at like a point, so he could like.
Oh, so you could definitely end him rightly.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
So
You want
when does it reset?
That's a thing. Part of the reason why I've been having trouble with homebrew lately is because I've been having issue with properly setting up charges.
Yeah,
and
I
even though
understand.
I've done things that claims are correct, I'm doing correctly, it's still not allowing me to charge.
Here,
But it
what
basically,
what is the intention? And I'll just write it down.
Yeah, you can use it once every long rest.
Okay.
So yeah.
Then I will write that down. And
Would you like to try and activate it now before you take a long rest?
sure.
Yeah. You do it, and your 5 ancestors appear around you, and you can see them clear as day, but they have an ethereal look to them, and they glow a bit of a light green color. You can see them, but they have like a greenish aura to them, and they're a bit translucent. You can see that Pharos is a rather grumpy-looking gentleman. Tamara is a well-built woman. Cassia is a bit sullen and lean. Gerard is a rather...
Are these guardians visible to anybody else?
Is anybody else in the room with you?
I assume that I'm in my room, so...
Okay. Oh, so if these guys haven't joined you...
But what's the time right now?
At this point, it would have been like later at night, maybe 8 p.m.
Then I'm definitely in the room with him.
Yeah.
Zabor is probably actually still in the wherever down in the dining area, just like gulping down however much meat he can because he realizes he's in a literal palace. There's an unlimited supply.
So yeah, Sylack, you see several glowing elven individuals appear before Nivelle, and they're all wielding the same blade.
They look like Novell?
No, they appear around him, around Nivelle, but they all look different individuals. Some are male, some are female, and they're all
we look
holding the same
related?
blade. Huh?
Do we look related?
There is a lot of like familiar features, eyes, nose shapes. Yeah.
This is awkward because I could probably see them like vividly.
You're tripping out, man. You're just like,
Yeah, I'm just like, oh god.
you see all the greens.
All the greens.
It's like,
But I don't attack them.
Okay, good. Ganelf approaches you and she like puts her hand on your chin and she's like, oh, you look just like him when he was younger. It's the eyes and the eyebrows. You see? You guys see? He's totally like, he has your eyebrows. Eyebrows, Pharaoh. And he's like, mine are far more regal than his. Mine are far more regal than his.
Awesome.
And they all take a moment to kind of just look at you and just kind of observe you. It's like they see the human features, but they also see a little bit of themselves in you the more they kind of just like look at you. And you can start to see the family resemblance as well in your father and even your brothers and sisters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
And they vanish after about 10 minutes. So
Cool. Sounds good.
cool.
I can assume I would have had some very pleasant conversation with them.
Yep.
Would I have enough time to also attune to the cloak?
Of course.
Cool.
We'll just say during this time, whatever you end up attuning to along with the flint blade, you end up attuning at the same time.
So the cloak and the flint blade were the only two things that I needed to attune to.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Wonderful.
Everything else is just something you can have. So knowing this and saying this, as I've gone to bed and we've started moving to the next day, if that is what we are doing,
Yeah, but I'm gonna take a quick break first so I can pee.
that's fine. 1 second. I will actually leave my short swords. I'll like find a spot where I can hang them like in my room, and place the the family blade. Is that was that
the
also
family
a
blade,
short
the family
sword?
blade on your mom's side?
Yeah.
Which was the one that looked like the Sweet Justice. That's what I
Right.
call
Yes.
it. Yes.
That was also a short sword,
Yes.
right? I'll actually keep that one with me.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So I am effectively just keeping an extra sword with me and
Yeah, and your great sword.
the great sword and leaving my short swords behind.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. So the next day has come. It's been a long rest. The city is a bustle. Many of the servants seem to be chatting about what the result of this trial is. You can even hear some of them talking about if they're also wondering whether or not the king is who he says he is after they served the last guy. But some of them are kind of just brushing it off as, no, yeah, the last guy was a bit of a dick, so I'm okay with this guy. He seems like the prince. He seems like the prince that I knew when I was taking care of him. Yada yada yada. Those kind of things. And eventually you're all brought before. The three of you are asked to attend, and you're brought to the town square of the city, where
I'm sorry.
Yes.
One last thing I forgot to
Of course.
ask. Is this a great sword or is
This-
it a bastard sword?
what did you want initially?
I wanted a bastard sword because it would be able to have the versatility trait.
Bastard.
For one-handed
It's a bastard then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It shrinks. Says, "Thank you, master." And you go, "What?" And then you just go back to hearing your ancestors' voices.
Instead of thank you, master, it's all like, hello there, dearie, from your grandma.
Oh, is it a little too big for you? Hold on, let me just...
I like the idea that she is the primary ancestor that will speak
Because
to
now
me.
I'm just...
And she's like, "Hello, dearie.
'Cause now I
Are
just-
we here to kill some things today?"
Why is she Italian?
Now I just picture my grandma
no.
like handing someone a sword and being like, "Oh, it's too big for you. Hold on." And comes out with a pair of scissors.
you know that male voice is gonna come out and be like, "Hey, you're fighting, but why does this feel short?"
Did you break it already? Yeah.
Last time I felt this short, I had to find rhino horn.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right, so you're brought to the town square in the center of the city. It's a little farther away from the palace, but yeah. And you can see that a considerable crowd has gathered of all the residents of Timbervault. You see a podium has been built as well for the noble court as well as the royal family, and the three of you are up there as well. You see that a defendant stand has been brought up, and there seems to be a paddy wagon nearby as well. And as the, I guess for the lack of a better word, bailiff presents all the individuals, the various houses, and then the royal, the king himself. All the crowd suddenly erupts in varying voices, numerous sounds of it's like, "You're not the real king. You're a faker." And then some are saying it's like, "Long live the real king." It's like, "Welcome back." And yeah, there's a considerable divide that you can hear. And eventually, they manage to get the crowd to calm down as they open up the paddy wagon, and out comes Leon Fricht, who has now been, who you last saw wearing the noble robes, as well as the Iron Mask, is unmasked and is now wearing tattered prisoner rags as
Leon
he's brought
didn't
to
have
the.
the mask.
No, you guys had you locked him in it.
He left Restroom in the mask.
No. I told Leon.
Oh no,
to put
we
it on.
killed Restroom.
No. Yeah, we knocked him out.
Rushton is dead, but not by our hands.
No, I could have sworn that
No,
we
what happened-
recovered Restroom's body, and you threw.
No. I told Leon to put on the mask at gunpoint.
Okay,
And then
yes, that's right. I apologize.
I asked you to cut off Rashon's hands, and then you made the point that he'd probably die from the blood loss.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. But then he died anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So they bring him in. And you can see that he looks exhausted. Yeah.
Wow.
And you can see now that he has a bit more of a swarthier face. Now you're taking a look at him properly. He has like light blondish hair. Well, more like a. I don't know how to say light, dirty blonde hair, but.
Like dirty blonde hair.
Yeah. It just feels like weird to say that, you know? It's like saying it's like a roundish square table, but then again, there is the rounded squares.
You can say rue color. Rue color.
Rue? Is that right? Okay. I don't know why I want to also say rye, but yeah. Anyways, and you can see that he has the slightly shorter pointed ears, notable of most half elves, where all the other elves that sit around you have much more prominent ears, befitting elves, pureblood elves.
I suddenly feel very self-conscious about my ears.
He comes up to the stand. Tenny is officiating, for lack of a better word, and says that that Leon Fricht has been charged with treason and impersonation of the crown. Leon, once as a Ronin, much more cockier and there's a word I want to use that starts with S, but I can't think of it right now. But just cocky works, is now much more sullen and defeated, and he admits to his that he did, in fact, attempt to impersonate the king and rule the empire. And he immediately says that because it is part of his birthright, that he is a half brother of the king, the half son of the king.
And I assume the journal is presented as evidence.
The journal is presented as evidence. Everyone in the Tenny makes a point that everyone hears the specific entries that have been pointed out to him about Restrom's involvement, what he did, and even this. And when Leon hears this about how he had planned the death of his mother, framing the empire, you can see that Leon is grief-stricken. He's completely surprised. Seemingly he had no idea about that either, and he proclaims that. He at this point he truly seems defeated. When asked why Restrom wanted to do this, he says he doesn't know. This man suddenly came to his mother's farm, told men from Timbervault came to kill them, and he saved them. And as far as he was concerned, he was in debt to him, and he told him that he would be able to get revenge in the best way possible. And so he admits also to having killed the king with Restrom's help, but admits more that, but says it was more Restrom than him that actually did it. If anything, Leon only just watched and made sure that his father knew who had come to kill him. Yes. At this point, once he feels They say that they've heard enough and will leave the verdict to the court and the king. The curtains on the podium are then drawn, hiding all of you from the crowd. Restrum takes a deep breath and says,
Ronan?
Yeah, Ronan takes a deep breath and says, so, he was manipulated just as the rest of us were.
That's what it sounds like.
I feel sympathy even more for him now. He was just a dumb kid who was being played with by the wrong people. Well,
I mean, he also watched his dad die and let the guy get away with it, so...
but he was doing it out of a revenge he thought that his father had planned for him, but in fact his father had never intended for any of that at all. Our father had never intended for that.
Just consider for a moment though, Ronan. What if he's playing us now? We don't know anything about him.
You're right, we don't. But I'm certainly not going to let him get away, if that's what you're thinking. I'm not going to just simply banish him and let him walk free, and forbid him from ever returning to the kingdom. He will get his comeuppance, but he will get it in a way that shows the people that I am not a tyrant like him. You trust me?
What's your plan?
I'm simply going to imprison him for life. He's a half-elf. He will live for quite a long time, seeing what he could have become. If anything, I might even put him in your mother's cell.
Oh, don't
Just
do
add
that.
him.
Her cell was very nice.
Well, they've cleared it out at this point.
I mean, if you really want poetic justice, put him in your cell.
Also, apparently they allow weapons in that cell, so I wouldn't do that.
That being said, actually, we're actually going to have a separate trial for the warden. She came to us and admitted to conspiring with Restrum, but not knowing that I was behind the mask. She claims that she would have did everything she could to give me better treatment or free me if she could have, but she never bothered to know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So she will get her comeuppance as well, being imprisoned in the same prison that she was once in charge of.
Understood.
Yes. All
You're
right.
the boss.
He'll motion for Alfred, and they will the curtains will open. He will approach the stand and announce, "Leon Fricht, for your crimes against the kingdom, you will be sentenced to life within the very prison you imprisoned me in. You, as I pain to say it, of royal blood and of my family, but you've done things that it will be difficult to forgive. Maybe another time you could have been up here with us, been just as much of a brother to me as Harrison is. But you chose a different path. I'm sorry to say that I must show you the consequences of that. You will be imprisoned for life, forever seeing what you could have possibly had. I'm sorry. Take him away." And the crowd, you expect to kind of freak out about this, but there are mostly just murmurs. Just
Doesn't really work when it's one.
yeah. Join me, crowd.
Leave the stove on at home. We use our third to make men pretty.
Leon hangs his not closes his eyes and nods slowly, and hangs his head in shame, seemingly accepting his fate. The guards come take him without much struggle and lead him to the paddy wagon, and it's fairly quiet as he's locked in and carried off.
Good riddance.
He says to the rest of them, "My people, it may take some time for you to come to trust me again, but I will prove to you that I am not the Restrum that Leon pretended to be. We will not be seceding from the Empire. We will not be establishing an independent nation. And some of you might not like that, but I will do my best to make our life under the Empire a better life, as if it was independent from the Empire." I don't know how, but I'm hoping with some help, I might be able to. But for now, I've returned as your king. And a slow clap begins, and eventually the rest of the audience claps with him. He heads down below the podium, and a priest of both two priests of both the Church of Melora, the Temple of Melora, and the Church of the Sun and Moon. Melora being the patron deity of Timbervault, and the Church of the Sun and Moon being the main religion of the Empire. Prepare the coronation ceremony for Ronan, and it's quick. It's full of long, flowery words. Yeah, and he rises, and he says, "And now I would like to properly congratulate the saviors of our kingdom, and knight one of them as an official leader of this." As an official knight of the Empire and a verdant of Timbervault. And he asked for both Sylack and Bor to come down as well. Sylack and Neville, sorry, to come down as well.
I was about to say, like, you ready to be knighted, boy?
And
no more drinking and fucking for you.
He's giving a fake name if he's going up there.
and I probably should also mention that this Basil has also been invited, and she also is watching this whole scenario, and you've all been given various outfits that look very nice, but your armor, I assume, if you're wearing that, is like nice and pristine.
Yeah.
Yep. Basil has been given a nice outfit from her parents, and her parents are also in the audience to see this. You've also been given a nice dress, and you can see now at this point that Ronan also he got a haircut. Since the last time you saw him.
Oh, thank God!
Yeah, but it's still quite long, and definitely different from the Ronin that you saw that Leon was being. So, okay, so, Sylack, if you will, and he asks you to kneel.
I knew.
He takes a fancy sword from Tenny. Sylack, you have accomplished many things leading up to this day. You've protected my brother, Harrison Flintwood, the Prince of Timbervault. You have freed King Ronan West Flintwood, from a lifetime of torture and imprisonment. And in doing so, you have freed a kingdom from a false king who would seek to bring it ruin. For such acts of bravery, duty, and honor, I now knight you, Sir Sylack, the liberator of Timbervault. From this day forth, you shall be recognized as a knight of the Drexel Empire and a verdant of Timbervault. Rise now, warrior, and make your people and your kingdom proud.
Liberator.
That's what I'm about to write down.
Yeah.
Liberator.
A new title.
Neville, do you take this knight?
To be lovely wedded husband.
Exactly where he's going.
They grow up so fast.
I was rooting for you kids the moment you met. It's like,
Oh God! I swear to God, if we start getting ships.
Bor is picturing.
Oh, it's already happened.
Bor is picturing little half lizard
Once
children.
those words were spoken, just out there, it's
Jesus.
done.
Like,
We're now a shipped couple.
He's just picturing.
Paloma, no.
He's just picturing these children running around with scales and like slightly pointed human ears. It's disturbing.
In fact, honestly, this has probably been shipped way long before this has happened because I've done nothing but call you Master Novell for the longest time
Oh shit! You right.
and saved your ass a couple of times.
yeah. After he has knighted you with the sword and has you rise, he hands the sword off and then is given a bowl by Tenny. Neville, with Harrison, my brother, you take this honorable guardian to be your protector.
I do.
Okay. He takes the paste, dips his thumb in it, and writes an elvish inscription on your forehead and one on Sylack's forehead. He has to reach a little bit to get his top of his head.
kneel.
Oh, you kneel, and he writes the elvish inscription, and both of them glow. Yep. All right. You are now considered his protector, Sir Sylack. And yeah, I'll figure out what that does in a second, because I know what it does, but I'm trying to figure out who I should give it to properly. So, yeah.
Oh, the elvish rune that you just had drawn on our foreheads?
Yeah. It'll come off, but the magic's there. So, all right.
I understand. Okay.
Yes. So now that the crowd claps, but at this point it's kind of become a smaller crowd. Some of them are mostly just here for the trial, but they've stayed to watch the coronation and the knighting. So you get a bit of a applause.
Punch him. I thought there was going to be an execution.
Yes. All right. Now that all the formalities are over, like I said, we made some interesting discoveries involving Restron's journal. If you'll follow me to my chambers, all of you, we shall get that squared away. So,
Okay.
Yep. As you all make your way out, all four of you, including Basil, of course, because at this point she is now with the party, and he has properly invited her to join. Before he sits down, he asks Basil if there's anything that she particularly wants from the crown for her efforts in fighting off Restron, and she'll kind of mull it over and say she'll let him know, because she's at the moment she's thinking about some other stuff that she was doing while all the other things you guys were doing were happening.
Right.
And she seems kind of both there and not there. She seems to be very deep in thought and still trying to pay attention to what you guys are saying. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right. So here's what we found out from Restron's journal that the tiefling had figured out for us. He mentioned that one of the more earlier entries in his journal before the start of his whole, his first entry involved him talking about how he's keeping a journal because he wants to record what the past was like before they came in control, before the first son had erased everything, so that way it may be remembered, so that way future generations will not make the same mistakes the previous one did. Do any of you understand what any of that means?
Can you repeat that one more time?
The entry talks about how he is beginning this journal to record what life was like before the first son erased everything, and the followers, brought in the new era.
So this was something that Restron was doing?
This is something that Restron wrote, yes.
The new followers. Should that mean something to me? Is there something I'm forgetting?
Yeah. No, because I really haven't said anything, so I don't know. So I guess it is redundant for him to ask why, but it's more for roleplay purposes than anything else. So,
I'm just trying to make sure that there wasn't something that I would recall.
Should it mean anything to Novell yet? I think Bor knows exactly what that means.
Okay. No, I don't think it would mean anything to you, because so far the most that you've been involved in really was mostly just the crime stuff, the Shadowfell. That's stuff that you've mostly been focusing on.
Okay.
Well, so, but that means.
Maybe.
Just saying.
All right.
I don't think I have any knowledge regarding any of that.
Okay. Well, he does mention though that there wasn't a whole lot written after that. He didn't seem to keep a journal very well, but he did mention his most recent entry before he started going after Leon is that they finally got rid of that fool Elisper. I knew that sorcerer wasn't interested in our ideals, just causing chaos for the sake of it. Uncontrollable chaos. Could you imagine? Bah! Last I heard, he made his way south of the Nexa in a town near Blythe's Hollow in Moray. He might be a loose end we need to tie up, but considering the last people we sent to him came back as potted plants, I think we'll need a more calculated approach when dealing with him. For now, I've been given approval to cause discourse in Timbervault. I just need to find the rumored bastard of King Samael.
Approval?
Yes. So what we can gather from that is perhaps
He was working for someone.
Yes. Someone who wanted to overthrow me and the kingdom. Or at least take control of it.
Did Dad ever have any... Well, that's a stupid question. He was a king. Of course he had enemies.
That's a thing,
notable?
Not really, he was fairly cordial. He got along well with the dwarves, other elves, even the southern elves.
How much do you know about the gangs of the Empire?
Gangs. But they were a bit of an interest to me. I mean, there was the Bestesh Brood. There was the Dreadwatch. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I remember when I used to travel a lot in Maxis, there was mention of local gangs, but those were more, local thugs.
Is there a piece of parchment in ink and quill anywhere very close?
Yeah,
that I can grab very quickly.
It's his
He's a king. He can afford parchment and ink.
I grab a scrap piece
Okay.
and take the quill, and I will draw the Eye of Grumsh.
Okay.
That I remember from the dreamscape fantasy of Hillrock.
Right. He looks at that and says,
Does that mean anything to you?
If my religion and history is correct, I believe that's the Eye of Grumsh. He was a patron god of orcs, and he was considered the god of conquest and destruction.
If I rolled high on my skills, I think that. If. Passively.
He rolled high. Let's see, that's 11 plus 10. And I'm kidding. But still. Yeah. Yes, but he says that. Patron god of orcs.
I will give him a very brief overview of our experience in Hillrock. Very, super quick, leaving out all the crap that doesn't matter for this. And explain that was a symbol that I saw in my...
Yes.
Dream Quest.
That sounds like
the Eye of Grumsh.
Yes. Multiple individuals, multiple humanoid individuals in a dream appearing, all wearing the same face of a religious symbol. Sounds like a cult.
Yes, I agree.
So you think Restroom might have been part of that?
Given our experiences previously, it certainly couldn't hurt to look into it. Do I remember if the Dreadwatch had any symbols relating to the...
No, they had an eye symbol, but that was less...
But it was different.
Yeah, it was definitely different.
Is it different enough that there's definitely no association?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a simple circular eye and a teardrop. No noticeable triangles or...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just double checking. Did Sylack tell me about his dream quest?
Nope.
Okay.
In fact, my dream quest is probably the most vague.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yours was, if anything, a straight up dream.
Actually, no.
Yeah, yours was like a flashback.
I had a nightmarish flashback seeing the Eye of Grumsh, but every dream onward has been just a reassurance that I'm on the right path.
Right. But your dream
it's otherwise
quest
vague.
did show the Eye of Grumsh.
Yes, my flashback did show the Eye of Grumsh. So I am definitely on the hunt
Connected.
for something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I mean that's at least two connective.
Okay.
If that is the way that you intend for this to go.
Yeah. Yes. Ronan then goes on. It's like, okay, what else was there? Points out more towards the end of the journal, when he has already killed father and established Leon as king, that he is now using the resources he has at his disposal as royal advisor to go doing some exploring. Seems that what he actually came here for was based on rumors and legends within that our people have mentioned about the Crown of Melora.
Interesting. Does he say anything about those legends?
Yep. He says that. Where is it? His journals detail that, based on legend and rumor of a terrible power or monstrous creature lived within Melora's crown, and that the ancient Wood Elves pre-Romarian Empire had worshipped and protected.
Are there?
And his journals. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
But he specifically says that based on these legends and rumors, that the fragment that he is looking for is inside Melora's crown, and was planning on taking an expedition team into the mountain to recover it. A fragment of the first sun. And by sun, it's spelled S-O-N.
Note taking.
So if there are any answers as to why Restrin did what he did,
Well, that
it's
at
going to be
least
in the mountain.
that at least answers why he was coming here.
Yes.
As a player, as a player and a character, are there any stories that would talk about monsters or creatures?
Make a history check as Novell.
No, I was gonna do it as Vimic. Get like a -1. History?
History, yes. History or religion, whichever one's higher.
I think they're the same, but we'll find out. Oh, they are not. +4 to history.
Wow.
So that means that is a 15.
15. You've heard tales from your mother and your father about stories of a great monster that used to live in the within Melora's crown. They used to tell to you as a child, as a way of making sure you don't venture up the mountain, wander
Melora's
too far.
crown is the mountain range.
It's the big ass mountain directly behind your castle.
Gotcha.
behind the capital city itself. It's like at the very base of it. And as you grew up and kind of like in passing figured out certain things read up on like the lore and history of your city, people had worried that like this creature was going to reappear from the mountain and come down and attack everybody. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Fragment of the first sun. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the prison inside of that mountain?
Yeah, but it's more on the farther out.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's not directly within the main mountain. It's more within the mountain range.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, the journal at least answers that he came here because he wants to try and find this monster.
yes.
Okay.
Or as his words put it, a fragment.
Fragment of the first sun. Interesting. Would I have gotten like a sling or strap or something for?
Yes, you now properly
Okay.
have
So
the.
I'm gonna pull it off my back.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yes. Yes, dearie.
You guys anything know about a monster inside of Melora's crown?
Monster. There's no monster within Melora's crown.
So take that as a no.
No, the only being there is the beautiful and powerful Argentia.
Can you spell that for me?
A-R-G-E.
Oh, I thought I was gonna do it in an accent.
A-R?
A-R-G-E.
G-E.
A-R-G-E.
N-T-I-A.
Yeah. Can't believe you're making me spell this for you, laddie.
Yes. It's like, how do you not know about her? Have you all lost your ways since then? What? terrible.
Oh dear, he doesn't know anything about it.
Like,
Give him a slight break.
And it's like, I have to admit, I actually don't know anything about it either. It's like I can't believe you. You all make me sick. And he just silent for the rest of the time.
Wait. Oh, can you tell me about her?
Hey, Fero. Yeah, he's not talking.
Well, that's helpful. Does any of you know anything about her?
No, I do not.
No, but it's like,
I'm talking to my sword. Hold on.
Oh, okay, when you say it like that, it sounds entirely reasonable.
you can talk to the soul.
Oh, well, no, I'm talking to you, but you're a part of the sword.
No, this is Ronan saying that, asking that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember I told you families in the sword?
And they talk to you? So is
Simple
that what you
answer,
said?
yes.
So is that what you said? Is that what you said?
Let's just say it's a good thing you're king.
I guess so.
It's a very good thing you're king.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Continue. Whatever
Okay,
you do.
so
Man, I thought that last guy looked crazy switching to dollars.
great grandpappy says that it's not a monster. It's something that's great and beautiful, named Argentia. Tell me if I'm saying it right or wrong.
I pronounce it Argentia.
Argentia. Okay.
That name doesn't sound familiar at all to me.
He unfortunately threw a little bit of a tantrum and now is not telling me anything more about him. Thank you, family.
It's like you're welcome, Daddy.
So, but at least now we have a name. He says it's not a monster.
But if whatever it was that Restrum was searching for, you think it's still up there?
I mean, he was still here, so probably. If at least he believes it was. Could be worth investigating.
I think it would be worth investigating as well.
What do you lot think?
I think if he was after something, it was probably bad.
I agree with that.
I think something worse told him to go look for it.
I agree with that as well.
We should probably make sure whatever's worse doesn't get whatever's bad.
Yes. So you think that we should go and investigate for it?
Investigate for what?
Yes.
If you're going to, I know that you are the people capable of doing so. We'll provide whatever supplies you might need as well.
As I have heard before, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
That is correct.
I've heard it pronounced differently, but yes, that did sound right. Oh,
I've never been shelled by a ship that was my friend.
what?
Don't worry about it.
I told you to ignore them.
Yes, maybe it is better. I'm stuck behind a desk for now. Speaking, yes. What else?
No.
Speaking of which, Sylack, we were making the arrangements, and we have properly found you property that you can actually take claim of.
Property?
Yes.
Territory?
Sylack,
Territory?
Huge tracts of land.
we don't know that yet. As a
What am I tracking?
knight, Sylack, you can own land. You can own a designated... Shit.
Or explain it to me like I'm 5.
No, you gotta explain it like the alien comics.
You get an area.
That is
That-
all yours. You can do whatever you want with it.
It mostly contains food. It is your food. Anything on that area is your food.
It shows that you have great honor.
I do not understand.
I thought I figured him out. I'm sorry.
I have traveled many moons. I have never owned land.
How many moons?
Many moons.
Very good.
It's under his name, but you can be the
I mean, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Essentially, though, Sylack, that makes you a lord. and you can do with it what you will. Whatever you want to do with the land, you can do. You can live on it permanently if you choose. You can sublet it. You can you can rent it out.
You could claim that the land is actually part of another kingdom where tax rates are lower so that you don't have to pay anything on them.
I don't know that he can do that.
Or you can just make it publicly a church.
You could.
You could make it-
you could absolutely do that.
You could make it a church to Bahamut. If that is something you would like to do.
You have your own temple, essentially, if you wish to make it that.
You have a building on a piece of land that you can do anything you want with.
And this would be mine.
It is yours.
Can I go see this land that this temple sits upon?
It's back in Breakersville County City Town. So it would take about a day for you to head down to the forest and then look at it, and then if you're planning on coming back to explore the mountain, another day to come back up.
That is not a problem. I have a mount.
He does have a mount.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. That creature was. That was an interesting. Mount.
Horses should also greatly speed up that journey.
Yes.
Maybe, half a day out, half a day back?
Potentially yes.
Do you wish to claim it first, or do you wish to see it first?
What is the difference? Both player and character.
The place
Well,
is.
I'm saying, do you want to see it before
It's
you
a-
claim the land?
It's
See
an-
the land before you claim it, or do you just want to claim it and then go see
The,
it?
the physical description of it, as of on paper, is that it is an abandoned fort, and the area surrounding it has been is part of that area ever since that proper lines have been drawn to, as per the Empire's West.
Is it cold there, like it is here?
It's,
No offense, Master Novell.
None taken.
It's not as cold.
You said a fort?
Yes, it used to be a fort that the Romarian Empire had set up. That's the whole reason why that entire portion of land seems to be cleared out and devoided. They uprooted all the trees and salted the land.
Is it humid there?
No, it's still within the within Timbervault's kingdom. So, if you would come here by the train, I assume it was that first place you got off at before entering the forest. But you could customize the rebuild the fort to make it more to your liking.
So stone walls that reflect heat.
Yes, stone walls.
That was oddly indulgent.
I would like to see this land. I would like to claim this land, and then I would like to see this land. That is mine.
This land.
That I own.
Wonderful.
It's a good and fertile land.
You can. We will call it
This land.
This land is my land. This land is not your land, it's my land.
All
And
right
I have
then.
a
We
big
will.
stick, so you better get off it.
But do you have a flag?
We do have a flag.
Well, then there you go. You're
All
all
right.
set.
If any, I have the deed here prepped for you to sign. So if you wish to head down to it, feel free. Just ask the locals for. Ask the locals around there for Fort Excelsius. And they should be able to point you in the right direction. I hear it's actually a ways off from the actual town itself, but it's within the same region. So
Well, sounds fine then. Good. So you want to go and see it now, Sylack?
If we have time, I know that we are on a mission. But perhaps it is someplace we can return to. How close is it to both player and character to the swamp?
the swamp,
That swamp.
Is that
the actual.
Not.
That's
It
unfortunate.
was
actual-
it was in like a week train
About
trip.
yes, you would have to because so
Because we got on the train outside of Hill Rock.
yes, you Yeah. If the area of Hill Rock and Anexa are within like the Great Plains, so it's like the Midwest. Farther south that way is when you reach actual swampland. So you would have to take the train from Timbervault to Stablestaff to Anexa, and then and then back down to the city of Le Java.
Is that where I was?
No,
Oh.
you were in Red Pine, which was closer to Anexa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then, wait. What's the place you're talking about?
Do you have your map?
I have a map. What are you guys thinking of right now?
He was asking where my swamp was.
In
Red Pine.
In relative to
where we are,
Oh, okay.
in relative to the land I'm about to own.
which is only a day out, so walking.
It's still far away.
Yeah.
So far
At least from Anexa, it's a day or so out, but from Breakersville County City Town, it's gonna be much farther.
Like I said, it was I'm pretty sure from Stablestaff to Breakersville County City Town, which is where the train station gets off at, it was a week on the train. Right? Or was it? No, it was like 3 days.
It was like 3 days from Anexa, stopping at Stablestaff, and then all the way to Breakerville County State Town.
Right.
Yeah. So here.
Oh. That's what I wanted to know.
Here you go.
I remember the map decently.
I've adjusted it.
Oh.
So where are we?
Okay, so this is Timbervault up here.
On the mic, yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Timbervault is
No,
up
you're
here.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm not away from the mic.
Stablestaff is this one right here.
Yeah.
Red Pine is that white dot right there, and Anexa is right here.
So where is the land that I'd be owning?
Right here.
That is very not warm. That's very unfortunate.
Very not warm. We can warm it up. We can get some fires.
Magics.
And some magics going, and we can boil some water to get it humid, and
Get a humidifier.
As I start up
build a boiler because
Scouting-
trains are a thing.
scouted
So
temples of Bahamut in random ass places.
yeah.
Perfect. But yes, I would like to visit Fort Excelsior as soon as we can.
Of course.
Celsius.
I
Excelsior.
assume that our journey is going to take us away from Timbervault to find out who these followers are and possibly visit this Elisper person.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently he meant something to Restron and no longer meant something to Restron. So maybe we'll visit him at some point. We got to find out who Restron was answering to. So maybe we should prepare a journey up into the mountain. What do you guys think? As a player.
Oh yeah. We should do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Gunther?
Cool.
You think so? Think that's the next course of action?
Repeat it, please.
Simply stated, we go into the mountain.
Before or after we visit
Doesn't really
the
matter.
land
Doesn't really matter.
that I own.
Either way. But the next major thing.
Yeah,
that we do.
is to visit the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's for sure.
Okay.
I go wherever you go, Master Devel.
All right. We'll prep.
Why don't we half a day on mounts
Up the mountain.
to go to his property?
Oh, yeah. About half the day on mounts, approximately.
Okay, so why don't we? What time is it now?
2 in the afternoon.
So we could either leave now, get there by after nightfall, to Sylack's property, spend the night there and come back in the morning. How long does it take to go into the mountain?
The trek up the mountain would probably also take a little more than half the day. If you were to start in the morning, you'd probably be where you need to be around the afternoon, depending on the situation. nobody has gone up the mountain in a very long time because of the predators up there and the weather
I see.
and the terrain.
So it's very cold.
Yep, and rocky.
So, got to make sure that Sylack is very properly outfitted for
I
this
have my
journey.
orb of warmth.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and,
that's
and
true.
2
That's right.
fur coats.
Yes, that's right. So, my only question is then, because I think we should just go to your property, get it out of the way, get it done.
Yeah.
As a player.
We're as close as we can plan to be for a long time.
Yeah.
Plus, it establishes our own
Base of operations.
base of operations that we can return to.
Absolutely.
And
And we can spend the half a day to get out there. So the only question is, do we want to leave right now, get there after nightfall, or do we want to leave in the morning and get there by the afternoon?
Yes.
No, but yes, please keep distracting them. I need to look up something.
It'd be better to go by the reach there by the afternoon.
The next
Because
tomorrow.
It's cold here,
Yes, I agree.
and Sylack does not have dark vision.
Correct. Yes, and
Yes,
also
it is
we don't
very-
really want to go to a fort that nobody's been to in a very long time in the
I
middle
mean,
of the night.
it could be infiltrated with stuff, which would be a fun way to go in, though.
It's true, but we don't want to do it in the middle of the night.
I mean, but we could.
But we're more likely to surprise the things inside if we're going into the afternoon.
No. We're more likely to surprise them at night because they're asleep.
Except that we can't see in the dark.
I mean, you can't.
Neither can you.
Can I not?
You're human.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, you. Oh. You can. I'm the only one.
I can't see in the dark. I was just actually questioning whether or not he knew that.
I think there's an alternate invocation that lets you.
There are a couple.
Yeah.
And there's actually a couple other things you can take. Like, there's actually feats you can take. Like, I could totally be taking the Skulker feat, which would actually allow me to see in the dark easier. Or,
I have to giving Manny another few moments to look up whatever he needs
No,
to look up.
I'm trying to present a legit argument here, not just
no,
distract
no,
you so
no,
that
no.
Manny has time.
No,
Like,
no,
I want to be just
I have
distracting you so
something-
that Manny has time.
I have something genuine to talk about. Manny, quite a few sessions ago, allowed me to become a revised ranger.
Ah.
So that gives me quite a lot to work with
In the
in
dark.
terms of environment as well as stealth and all that stuff, as well as this new cloak that I've attuned to. I'm practically invisible.
In the dark.
Kind of period.
Oh.
I now have advantage on stealth checks with this cloak. I think.
Yes. That's what the Cloak of Elven Kind is supposed to do. It's supposed to give you bonuses to stealth checks.
Yeah. Wisdom perception checks made to see me have disadvantage, and I have advantage on stealth checks made to hide. As the cloak shifts color to camouflage you. And pulling the hood up or down requires an action. This was all very, very interesting. Makes me feel great. You good?
Yeah, I think I found what I needed to
As your
find.
dwarvish ancestors start coming out.
No,
Wait, I
never-
forgot dwarves
Yeah.
are French in this world.
Sacrilege!
So you
So I think the consensus is that we are going to go in the morning
yes.
to his property. Make the half trek out there. Or half a day trek out there. Check shit out.
Gotcha.
Probably make the half day trek back.
Okay. I can work with that. Gives me a little chance to build it up a little bit more. Because I'm actually quite pleased that all of this stuff that I prepped actually has led us up to almost a full midnight.
You gotta stop saying the times, man. I'm messing with you. It really doesn't matter.
So, but yeah, I think this would be actually a pretty decent place to leave off, and we can finally get Lauren in on the rest of the story.
So do you want to go further now?
I mean, is there anything else you guys want to do besides what you've have planned?
We're going to the fort.
Yeah, we're going to the fort.
Okay. So I guess then if that's the rest of your day, then
I mean, we would spend the rest of the evening prepping whatever it is we need to prep.
Yeah.
Getting I assume horses for the 3 of us because you have a mount.
I got mount.
You know,
Big
so
scary lizard mount.
Basil has who has been kind of half listening in on this entire conversation. Is like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm up for it, whatever. I just need to get back to my family real quick. If we're really gonna be doing what I think we're gonna be doing, I'm going to finish up something that I've been working on. So I will see you guys later. And she just finger guns and then gets, I'll meet you guys back here. And she finger guns and makes her way out, bows to the king, who lets her go, and she's like, I'll get back to you on that thing that I want. And then she leaves.
Sounds good. Yeah, so if we needed to refill on arrows or any other such like things, rations, etc.,
Yep.
we would have done so over the evening.
Yep. Anything within reason, because now that the new currency has been abolished, people are getting their bearings back on what cost what, on what cost how much, and
I mean, how long was the cost fudged?
for about 2 years,
They're fine.
3 or 5 years. Yeah.
They're fine.
They're elves. That's like
They know. That's
days.
nothing.
Right. Okay. But still, regardless, he'll do what he can to get you what you want. The sheath that you got was like a nice sturdy.
A strap would be fine.
Or
I
strap,
didn't need a sheath.
You have that-
Just something to secure it to my body
have
so I
that,
can have my hands free.
that
Right.
Witcher naked strap.
Yeah.
So it's like it's only got enough that the tip is held in place and it covers the flat of the blade.
Yeah.
It lets you like pull out and curve it so that
Yeah.
pull out from your back.
So I can actually do the thing.
Cool.
Like, I have no problem wearing the sword loud and proud as my ancestors wish me to do. I literally just wanted something to secure it to my body so I didn't have to hold it in my hand all the time.
Right.
That was all.
Okay. So, the party has learned a bit more about the world that they're in, the forces that they are facing, and you guys now have a new plan of attack based on your foe, Restrin. And we will see how you approach that plan of attack in the next one.
Bye bye. Bum 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 bum.
Hello everyone, this is Pharos. Wanted to thank you for listening to Feats and Fantasies. We had a lot of fun and would love to know if you enjoyed it too. You can talk to us on Twitter at Feats and Fantasies with the hashtag Cataclysm Rising. If you want to help support our adventures, please consider donating at doubletech.xyz/donate. All donations will go directly to improving the podcast and future projects related to it, and help us fund better ways to get you involved. Thank you again for supporting our podcast by listening. Please share with your friends and we'll see you again in the next one.